welcome everyone to another edition of Sunday Night Geekery. Got great guests as usual. We've got the great Clobbering Times
Yo.
and Maddie's Daddy.
Greetings, salutations.
So I guess this is the second show of the new year. So hope the new year's off to a good start.
Greetings and felicitations.
Yeah.
Hip, hip, hurrah. And I
we've
believe
got
it's tally ho. Sorry.
Tally ho, right? Yep.
Tally ho, as Nightcrawler used to always say.
Tally ho.
Yeah, that's right.
I thought he said Banff, Liebschinden and stuff.
No, he doesn't say Banff, but he makes.
No, he made the Banff.
Yes, and he does call people
Liebschinden.
Liebschinden. Yeah, but he said Tally ho because he was a classic movie fan.
He was a big time buckler of swashers. Yes.
Yes,
He liked the swash.
Yeah. So.
And Comic Relief
He liked the swash
Crusader
buckles.
says Hallo. Hello.
Hello.
Sorry.
Hello. Yeah.
So hail to him, and of course we've got the great Janet from another planet visiting us. She never said which planet she's from, but hopefully not too far away, not too many light years away. And the great Eric K is here. Hail, Eric K.
Hey,
doing good.
Bronze
Mightiest of wrenches.
Mighty Wrench
Yep.
Band.
And the Stream Element spot is running away. So we should try that Magic 8-Ball thing that's in there. You can ask the Magic 8-Ball questions. Semi-amusing, yep. So I guess some of us were watching the sports ball today. A little bit of the NFL action was going on. I guess we're talking about the two teams tied tonight. They're actually both in the playoffs.
Chargers and Raiders right now. And there's not much of a chance of being a tie, but if it happens, yeah, they both. That's the dumbest thing. That's the craziest scenario I've ever heard, though. It's just just crazy. It won't happen now, but yeah.
Yeah, so if it's well, I mean that would have been a conspiracy. The game is 0-0, right? Yeah, there's absolutely no incentive to winning the game, right?
Yeah, but the Chargers, the Raiders didn't get the memo, so they're up 29-14. So
yeah, someone should have told them. Yeah, that's like my New York Giants. It's like no one was even watching the game today.
they
so
played
bad.
I
think that hopefully they lost, so they got a better draft pick. But that's what you do. Like, why bother? Don't even bother winning a game. Why try? Yeah.
Eric's a Raiders fan, but did you stay a Raiders fan when they left you guys again to go to Vegas? Eric, I forgot to ask you. I don't know if he's.
Yeah, because that's tough when your team moves, right? I mean, I guess
terrible.
It's close. How far is that from? I'm on the East Coast, so I don't know my California that well. Hey, Ace Castern.
Hey,
doing good.
What's up, buddy? Sorry
Howdy,
about today,
Ace.
bud. Sorry about the game today, bro. Good to see you, my brother. A true superhero there. You met him.
I just
Mark?
figured out who Ace is a little while ago.
Yeah, you have met him before. Actually,
I have met him. I met him in
years
New
ago.
Orleans. Same
Yeah,
day
that's
I met Wonder Woman.
Nicole.
Yep.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good to see you there, bro.
I was very proud of myself for figuring that out based on the letters in front of me.
There you go. And Janet. Hey there, Janet. Lovely to see you.
It's my camera is backward. I can't flip it. It's actually Fathor. I got two Fathor
That's awesome. Yeah.
shirts after Maddie was born, and I have got one for Christmas. It's the Batman logo, but has Dad Man on it. Hey, Stuart Mitchell.
Stuart Mitchell.
Oh.
Go ahead, racist, buddy. Hey. I don't blame you, Eric. The NFL woke crap kind of ruined the NFL for me, bro. So I'm here.
Yeah, unfortunately, that kind of affected me too. So it also helps when your team is really, really bad, which is kind of a cop out too. It's like a double whammy too. But yeah, you just don't feel the same.
It would still bother you.
Yeah, it doesn't feel the same. I have to say, watching the games. I mean, as much as you used to, live and breathe and die, sports and football and things like that, and it's take some of the luster out. I have to say, we'll see how it goes, but it is a great game to watch, a fun game. But
I still love the game to the point where I can still at least look at it, but I can't. I don't have anything to get emotional about anymore.
You don't have the same emotions, right? Yeah.
Tomorrow's the national championship, and I'm going to be on the air while that's on. I mean, that's college. I'd actually kind of like it, but you have. I think it's only on ESPN. Isn't that ridiculous? That should be national.
That's amazing. Yeah.
That's what I
So
think.
would normally,
I've heard that.
back in the olden days, would you have stopped your show or not
Not
had
for
a show that night?
but not for that. But I just, I don't know. I wouldn't have stopped it, but I'd at least have it running while I'm watching the show. I mean, I hope Georgia beats Alabama. Sorry, Keely Chow, if you're out there, bro, but no Roll Tide. An insincere Roll Tide for you, but they're probably going to win tomorrow night. So
And Steve Mitchum is looking really Thorish there,
he's
right?
looking.
He's
What
the
in
god
new
of
hair
love,
are you wearing,
the
boy?
god of love and thunder.
This is how I got. These are Maddie's, and they actually fit her. And the way I get her to wear them is I put them on and look silly and make funny faces and stuff, and then I put them on her. And hey, Courtney, good to see you. And
Courtney.
so,
Hey, Courtney.
so they were sitting here, so I thought I would put them on to cut down the glare from the monitor. But, yeah.
Monitor glare while you're wearing that, right?
Monitor
And not to
glare,
look stylish. Yep.
Well, I mean,
Gotcha.
I don't look as fabulous as Maddie does. I mean, let's face
Yeah.
it. But she made her first friend last week. At
Oh,
daycare.
really?
Yeah, at daycare.
Oh.
She walked in, and she only knows hi, bye, mom, dad, and car. And she'll call everything a car. But she walked in with her 4 words, and she walked over to this little girl and touched her. And the little girl touched her back, and they were fast friends. Later that day, when they put him down for their nap, because Maddie's 17 months old, they put her down for the nap, and Maddie slept for a few minutes, and she woke up, looked around, walked over and touched Audrey, and Audrey touched her back. Touched her in return, not her back, but touched her.
Yeah.
So. And then they both went back to sleep. So
Making friends. There you
Making
go.
Yeah,
friends.
that was much better than come over and she slugged her. Give me my doll back. Yeah.
no, it wasn't until about a half an hour later that she noticed that my ex had left, and she walked over to the door and said bye. Melanie was long gone, bye. And then Melanie came early so that Maddie's first day would be a short one, so it wouldn't be too much of trauma for her. And Maddie's playing, doesn't even turn. Maddie's the last one to know she's there. This little boy comes walking up to Melanie with his arms like, mommy, I think it was a little heartbreaking for her that, little boy wanted to go home. So
Get me out of here. Yeah, those were the days, right? When you got dropped off somewhere to play with toys for hours. Yep.
Well,
Sounds like a dream for me, right?
It's this is the Goddard School. For those of you who don't know, Goddard was a physicist and inventor who invented solid rocket fuel, I believe.
Yeah.
Mark would know better. Yeah.
Yeah, he did. Yep.
And so the Goddard School is daycare. It's like preschool. It's daycare, but they teach you things. And we have
They
the
think
option.
you had a launch rockets.
A
model rocket for the 3-year-olds. Yeah.
Dude, as smart as Maddie is, nothing would surprise me. That kid is much smarter than I am. And I can see it already. So, that's going to be trouble when she's a teenager. She's going to have like the, cleverest ways of sneaking out and, but so far, she's a wonderful kid. When I tell her to stop doing something, she stops doing it and goes and does something else. And I got her aunt actually got these gigantic Legos for her because she has to have something to do when she's eating.
Yeah.
Otherwise, she'll be pointing at things and give me this. So she'll just spend time making things out of Legos. They're big, so she can't swallow them. But so
Excellent.
it's a good time to be a parent.
Yes.
Some people say I'm very apparent, but
Gotta.
yeah, I hope she doesn't get my sense of humor, right? Although she does laugh at everything. Did I tell you last week that we walk out into the cold? Yeah, it's true, Courtney. They won't hurt at all when you step on them. It's like stepping on some other
big,
large,
right?
Yeah, it's like step on any other large object. But when I take her out in the morning and she feels the icy cold air, she does the same thing every morning because we're in this nice warm apartment for now. And I think can you see all the boxes that I'm.
So rumor has you're moving to a new place, right?
I'm signing the papers on a house tomorrow.
Awesome.
All right, buddy.
Yeah. So, and
lots
I'm
of
giving
room for comics and stuff.
I've got I think I have 6 boxes of comics. Nothing like what you guys have.
Yeah.
After Klobby went out of business, I stopped buying them. I'd still pick up maybe one or two things here and there. But then when they got to $1 a piece, I said, okay, it's time to.
That's a long time ago.
You're old.
Wow. Yeah, it's funny to me because that's the new stuff to me. But,
$5, yeah.
but yeah, I have all Maddie's clothes lined up because I'm gonna give them away, and yeah, I'm starting to pack already. So, and I think I told you this last night, but the reason that I have the house is because of Maddie. For those of you who don't know, Maddie is my daughter. She's 17 months old. You've probably gathered. Very sweet, very smart little girl. Never cries.
Oh, there you go.
There's a lot of glare, but you get the idea.
Yep.
There's glare, but
Very cute.
big eyes and just very sweet. She went with me to look at this house.
Oh yeah.
And hey, lovely Sherry.
Lovely Sherry, beautiful lady.
Lovely Sherry.
Always beautiful to see you.
Yep. And I like the new icon, Sherry.
Oh,
but yeah, this lady had a choice
love
between me and an investment company. The investment company surely could have outbid me. Don't call me Shirley.
Shirley.
And this 78-year-old lady from Macedonia said, "No, I want that sweet little girl to have a house and a yard to grow up in." So thank you, Courtney. That's very sweet of you.
That's very nice.
Yeah. So
that's nice.
And here, that's Clark, nice. And here at the apartment complex, I said I need to go month to month because I'm buying a house, and they said, "Well, it'll be $2,000 a month for that, plus a $200 fee for going month to month."
Bastages.
And yeah, well, yeah, everybody's seeing dollar signs these days. But as I'm sitting there,
it's going to cost us $200 more a month to take your money month to month.
So $2,200, yeah. So then not only do they increase your rent, but $200 for the honor of giving them the money. Just then, Maddie comes walking in, and she took a liking to the manager, Hale Apollomy, who by now, who is either in Salt Lake City or may have left Salt Lake City by now.
All over the place. Follow me. Hope you be careful out there, dear.
Apollomy drove through Vegas yesterday, but Maddie is sick, and so she got a cold from her new friend Audrey. But anyway, so they're saying how they're going to charge me an extra $200 on top of the $2,000 a month rent. Maddie comes walking in, sees whatever the Grand Poobah is, this place, community director, I think it's called, and she goes, "Hi," and she's like, "Oh, hi." And Maddie started walking around and picking up stuff at her desk and opening her drawers and kept saying "Hi," and she walked out, and the lady turned to me and said, "We'll take off the $200 a month." So,
nice.
Gee, you owe this kid a lot. Yeah.
I owe her everything.
A house and the $200. In 20 years, I'm gonna tell her, "Hey, your dad owes you some cash." Just kidding.
She's I owe Maddie a lot of everything. I mean, she's the best thing in my life.
Yep. So kids are great. Yep.
So
anyway, that's fantastic, dude.
Yeah,
especially that age is really really cute. Yeah.
For those of you who just came in, this is how we get on this subject.
There you go. You know that con that you met Ace and Nicole at was this weekend. That was a few years ago. That was this weekend, except Fan Expo bought them out, and everybody canceled on it. You get a still damn expensive con, but I didn't go anyway. I wasn't going to go anyway, but that was this weekend. So
it got canceled due to the vid.
No, it was going on. There's a lot of people canceled out.
A lot of people canceled.
A lot of the guests
going. Yeah.
You know who was going to go there? I didn't even know about it till later. But I didn't know about it till they canceled, so it's not a big. And I almost would have wanted to go. So expensive though. Ron Wilson was going to go, of all people. And, I would have got him to sign some stuff. Marvel 2-in-1. Marvel 2-in-1.
I didn't know he was still alive.
Me either. I thought he was, but I wasn't sure. But he canceled. A whole bunch of people canceled. Except
I'm sure a lot of people. I'm sure would cancel the way the rates are going.
But this thing's expensive too. It's. Crazy. I mean, they're just as bad as Wizard with their prices. I mean, they're
How
crazy.
much is a ticket to get in?
Well, 3 days or something. $87 for like 3 days. You can get,
that's over my guess. Yeah.
But yeah, Saturday's like 50, 60 $60 or something like that. This is New Orleans. That's stupid.
Way too much money. Yeah.
Cost
Well,
you another
New York-
20-something bucks to park.
New York, it was $80 for one day in New York City. Of course,
That's
very
nuts.
expensive.
Of course,
yeah.
that's New York City. It's 10 times bigger than this garbage.
Yeah. But
So Apollonie is in Salt Lake City, or she was yesterday, and that's the con that I go to every year, and it's really big. And it's really good. They have so much to do. I think I've mentioned this before, like the ground floors where they will have the comics, all the meet and greet stuff, the people selling, their Wonder Woman paintings or their leather carved book bindings or whatever. And then, on the second floor, they will have other things, like they have the sci-fi speed dating. They have discussions about like if you want to legal things, like if you want to sell your artwork at a con, but it's paintings of Superman, how can you do that legally, things like that. So
yeah, weren't there some of the publishers going after the artists for that for a while, and then they stopped, I guess, or for people selling, original paintings? I heard they pretty much dropped it.
They don't like it.
Yeah.
Well, what they
It's
told
happened.
Yeah. What they said to me was they kind of overlook it as long as it's not like if you do a painting and sell it, they'll kind of overlook it. But if you're doing 1,000 prints of your painting of a copyrighted character, then they're going to come after you.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, without having the rights to them. Yep. Well, we were talking about rockets before. Anyone remember these old Trek? Since this is a really geeky channel, anyone remember these old model rockets of that you could buy that were Star Trek? So, I know you guys, you're old enough. You should remember these, right?
Oh,
they
yeah.
had, and as a kid, I always wanted to buy them. I never got them, but yeah, I think that and they had the Klingon battle cruiser too. Of course, you'd trash the rockets when you'd send them up, but you'd lose them, or who knows what kind of shape they'd come back in. But I just remember having those, seeing those and wanting those as a kid. So I think they must have come. I think they kept selling them too. Let's see. Did you ever make rockets as a kid, Steve or Mike?
They're just toy rocket things.
Yeah,
I had some. I don't know if I had the Trek ones.
Yeah.
I think I may have had a Trek one.
Yeah, these
Wow.
are cool.
I do remember. Yeah, I remember having. Yeah, you set it up and it sits upright. It points towards the sky instead of being horizontal.
Yeah.
And then I think we actually fired it one time because it came with its own firecracker, whatever,
A rocket engine. Yeah, rocket engine.
Yeah, rocket engine. Yeah, and then we tried to make other ones to put in the back, and it just kind of burned up. Not really burned, but it exploded and it would char the back end. And I don't know whatever happened to it. It's
Oh my god.
Yeah,
dude.
One thing that I wish I still had was my old Superman model. Back when you'd glue them together, and it was one Clobby probably knows the one. It was him. Busting through the brick wall.
Yep, had that one. I think Claude painted mine.
Nice.
Oh yeah, remember those? Yep, yeah, those are cool. Yep. Yeah,
Mine's broken, but I still have it.
Yeah, here's the rocket taking off vertical. Yeah, like Enterprise.
Mark, you're not gonna believe this.
What?
They're at the 2-minute warning. It's a 7-point game.
No, how did that happen?
And the Chargers are. This could be weird. Jesus Christ! If they score, then they could go into overtime. I can't believe it. They got the ball too. That is going to be some insanity. Anyway, go ahead. Sorry.
And then the Steelers will be out of the playoffs then, right?
I think so.
Yeah, that would be his last game. Yep. Oh, Zax is here. Hail, Zax.
Zax, you Hulk villain.
Welcome.
Zax is a Hulk villain?
Yes. I always call him that. One of the Hulks is a Hulk's villain of the energy, the electric monster, the energy monster, Zax.
That's right. I remember now. Was it one X or two? That's
I couldn't remember.
3 Z's and an X. Oh man, I think I even have this issue. I should be ashamed.
Zax, yeah.
Herbie Trimpy.
I'm not even sure that's where he got it from, but still.
Yeah, I think I have this. I called him Herb Trimp for the longest time.
It really
and
was
then,
Trimpy, though, yeah.
It's Trimpy,
It is
yeah, because
Trippy,
it was
Sometimes
in
you
some
don't know,
some
yeah.
book about Marvel. It said Trimpy, and then it said rhymes with Shrimpy.
Rhymes with Shrimpy, that's right. They did say.
Yep.
So who's that picture of the guy with that Enterprise holding the guy with the beard holding the Enterprise model rocket?
Vernon Estes. I guess he's the company president.
Interference.
Yep. That was for a second. I thought it'd be like a Star Trek, someone involved in Star Trek, but no, it's the.
Mm.
Oh,
the
Courtney's
guy,
leaving.
The company. Yep.
Courtney is leaving already.
Have a great week, Courtney.
Good night, Courtney.
Thanks
Good
for
night,
stopping
Courtney.
by.
Thanks for joining us.
It does get late early sometimes. Quote great
Courtney's
Yogi Bear.
she's in Pennsylvania, so she's at Eastern time zone. So it's what, 10:30 there?
Actually, it's 11:30 right now. Yep. So
11:30. I don't know how you guys do it.
yeah. Well, we got to.
No,
Doomcock is on, and a bunch of other great people are on. So I try to do the
we're up to
keep
4.
it late.
We're up to 4 or 5 in the morning talking after last night's show. Star Trek. We said I'm talking to Raquel till about 4 in the morning or something.
Yeah, I blame
Wow.
Raquel. Yep.
It's Raquel's
Wow,
fault.
I don't know how you young folks do it.
Oh, I don't know.
It's too bad about that, Courtney. But yeah, good luck tomorrow, and
Good luck,
yep,
Tony.
good luck with everything. Yep, hope everything.
Of course, so Courtney's about 5 months behind me in divorce. Ugh. I'm so sorry, Courtney. I just went through that, and it was terrible.
Sorry, Courtney.
It was terrible. It's like, can't imagine much worse than that. Some things, but anyway. Oh, I was talking to a guy today, and he was talking about one of his conquests, and her name was Maddie. And my fists immediately went up. Something switched in I went into reptilian brain immediately.
Oh God.
Yeah, Zach has been there too, apparently. Yeah.
When I think the name Maddie, I think of Maddie Hayes. That's one, but she was a fictional character from
that was
Moonlighting.
Yeah. And there's it's a common name now, but it's between Madison and Madeline. So there's twice as many Maddies as there used to be.
Yeah, she was Madeline on that character was Madeline, but I guess there are some Madisons too.
Yeah, that was a good show.
Yeah, it was until they hooked up.
Yeah, you lose that tension there. You gotta, it's always much better.
If you don't start off as Ricky and Lucy, then you should never get there because it always.
Right.
Same thing happened with Lois and Clark. They got married and the ratings just trashed.
Really? Oh, there you go.
Yeah, that's why
the journey's always much more fun than the culmination. Getting to the top of the mountain sometimes.
Yeah, the sexual
journey's
tension,
more interesting. Yeah.
All
the tension. Yep.
And they had for a while they had these really on Lois and Clark. And I know Clive doesn't watch it. I don't know if you did either, but they had these really interesting love interests for each character. One of them was played by Farrah Fork. Holy cow. I would dump Lois Lane for that character. This woman is stunningly beautiful. And she was in love with Clark Kent and did not care for Superman. So there was that, the opposite of, which is funny because, historically, as you guys know, one of the things that always bothered Clark / Superman, and if you don't know they're the same character, I'm sorry if I'm spoiling it for you. There are people who don't know when I Claudia, when I worked at Chez Paris, when the year Batman came out, the French hostess came up to me and she was so proud of herself. She said, "I figured out who Batman was."
Oh, come on!
Really? When he was doing hanging upside down,
shocking.
When Vicky Vale was asleep, he was hanging upside down and doing whatever it was, loosening up his shoulders. And she said, "That's when I figured out he was Batman." I'm like, wow. Anyway, but traditionally, Clark always held back a little bit because he didn't know if Lois Lane would like him or just Superman. And in this case, he had somebody that liked him and not Superman. And they didn't keep that going long enough because I won't say how they ended it, but they did. And then there was another guy for Lois too, a guy who had lots of charisma. So,
which show was it? It was a TV show you're talking about?
This was Lois and Clark.
That was the
That was in the 90s. Yeah, with
the
Dean
90s
Cain,
one. Yeah,
Yeah,
Dean
Harley-
Cain and Terry Hatcher.
yeah,
The
Terry
Harlequin
Hatcher,
Adventures of Superman.
yeah.
You know,
I liked it. I watched every week.
yeah, I liked it. It's
It had Terry Hatcher.
it had Terry Hatcher, and
Oh,
also it also solved the problem because with if you go back and look at even the George Reeves Superman, he was only on for like 2 minutes an episode, because the effects were too expensive.
Well, yeah.
And with Lois and Clark, he was on quite a bit more. Some of them he was in the whole episode, or close to the whole episode as Superman. But it solved the problem of how do you have Eric K. You are right, brother.
What?
Terry Hatcher was a good reason to watch.
Oh yeah.
They should have kept her on Star Trek.
They never gave her enough credit because Terry Hatcher is a really good comedic actor.
Oh yeah, she is. Yeah, your timing's great. Yep.
Her timing is good. She does great physical comedy. I mean, she does pratfalls with the best of them.
No, she's good. Yeah.
she
I
really-
watched Desperate Housewives for years with the missus. So yeah, she was funny on that. Yeah, she's always good.
Really talented. She can do it all. And they say comedy is harder than than drama. She was really good. And Dean Cain was good too. I mean, most people don't know, but he had a choice because the same day he got the offer to play Superman, and he beat out Kevin Sorbo for that. He also got an offer from Warner Brothers to be a writer because he had submitted a script or something. Oh, here's Kal-El. There's my other Lois and Clark fan.
Hello. What's up, buddy?
Well, the name like Kal-El, he's kind of has
Got to be a Superman fan, right?
yeah. So, yeah, we were talking about how good they were at comedy, and I just sort of segued into that. Terry Hatcher should have gone into voicing cartoon characters because she's just so animated. Pun semi-intended.
I wonder if she ever did any voiceovers.
She did, but nothing that I have heard of. Yeah, and then Dean Cain. Claudia, who did Dean Cain play football for?
He played in college for
Right.
what was that? It was one of the. It was one of those. It was.
It wasn't.
It wasn't a big college. It was one of those Ivy League schools. Oh man,
Right.
Yale or.
I want to say Pepperdine.
Not Yale. It was one of the. I know he played because it was a Saints player back then that he played with, was on the same team with, but I can't. Toy Cook. He played on the same team as Toy Cook. I'm not sure, but I just know. I know it was.
By the power of Google, I say Princeton.
Was it Princeton?
Princeton. Yeah. So you got to be good and smart to get into there. Yeah, it's one of the.
Yeah, but you don't.
top
They didn't
five
work
schools
for
in
like
the
a
country.
football superpower or anything.
No, but it's
No.
yeah, but it's you got to be pretty damn good to get into that. Well, yeah, smart. I should say smart and also
Right.
pretty good.
He
Have that
actually
combination. Yep.
he was a very smart guy. He was on Celebrity Weakest Link, and he answered more questions than anybody. Was very surprised. And then he did Celebrity. What was it? America something Warriors, where they would compete against these
American
athletes.
Warriors.
I think it was American Warriors. Yeah, I remember he competed against not John C. Riley, the guy from Scrubs,
John C. McGinty.
McGinty, and it was one of those John C's. So,
Yep.
yeah. So anyway,
Nice.
so to get off of that because I know Clobby didn't like that show very much.
Well,
That's okay. No.
that's no, but he was actually signed by the Buffalo Bills actually. So and then he got
That's
hurt
right.
in football.
He was
Got
signed
hurt
by the
in
Bills?
football in the preseason
Wow.
camp.
Yeah, he
Blew out
tore
his
an
knee.
ACL or something, right?
Oh wow.
Yep. So,
Yeah.
So yeah, but a lot of these,
Yeah.
these guys that are gals that are, playing these physical roles too, it makes a big difference. Like we were joking about Hawkeye when Haley Steinfeld is running, it doesn't look like she's, played a day of sports in her life. I mean, she's obviously in good shape, but she did, everyone has, and everyone's making those videos of her walking like a duck or running like a duck. It's just hysterical. She's waddling away, right, Punk Waddle? I don't know if you've seen Hawkeye, but
Hell, Punk Waddle.
Oh God. Hey, Buck
Well,
Waddle.
she can't run any worse than Steven Seagal.
No.
she was pretty bad at running, and Padme was a pretty bad runner too in the prequels. My God, you watch her running when she when she fought that she jumps out of the ship and then she's running in the desert on Tatooine. It's like, get a stunt runner, please.
Arnold Schwarzenegger, terrible runner, terrible fighter. I mean, the way he moves is just so bad, But he looks, he looks so strong. So,
Punk Waddle says he waddles like a champ.
I thought he waddled like a punk.
Yada yada.
Yeah.
But it's the Hawkeye show. So then we didn't get Hawkeye fighting Kingpin in the end. Come on.
Yeah, he fought a girl and got his ass handed to him, kind of. That was terrible. Didn't the Kingpin? Go ahead.
Wasn't Jeremy Renner nominated for an Oscar for The Hurt Locker?
I think so.
And now he's reduced to. It's like Anna Paquin. She got the Oscar for the piano. She did a couple of other things. She did X-Men, and they faded her. Did you ever notice how they faded her out of the X-Men?
Mm-hmm.
It's
They
a shame.
ruined Rogue.
They did ruin Rogue, yeah.
They were terrible.
Yeah, but all these really good actors, and they just sort of fade away. It sucks. I never thought
Phantom Outsider.
Hail Phantom.
Man,
I never thought,
dude.
Bang is rolling in.
Yep, they're a bunch of late night. I'm gonna turn off my camera. If you get if Mark is gonna be off camera too, I will join the group because I feel all alone here.
You feel all camera.
Yeah, but now we're gonna lose ratings now, right?
Yeah.
No, your ratings will definitely improve. Maddie will definitely get you more ratings than I will.
There you go.
She's got the cute factor, and I've got long hair.
Well, you got more hair than me. That's for sure. Yep.
Well, I don't know. You always wear a hat, so I
wear the hat. Yep. So you can't tell that I don't have hair. Yep.
See, I always picture black hair under the hat.
Yeah, it used to be blonde. It used to be blonde. Yep.
Really?
Yep.
Wow.
And then it went to dark brown. Yep. And then it fell out.
All right,
mostly.
We'll make Klobby the odd man out then.
Yep.
Yeah, I could show an old picture. Yeah. Yeah, it was tough. Yeah, to have all that. Then I go to the barber when you're a kid. Your mom would say, oh, make sure you thin him out with the clippers. And then all the guys going bald would get pissed off here. Yeah. The guys.
Hurry up. Oh shit! Better hurry up.
Eric K. That's it. No dancing girls in the stream. I'm out of here. Me too.
Not the ratings.
No, not the ratings.
Yeah, we got to merchandise. You gotta
Nobody
sell
wants
it.
to see me dance. I can guarantee you.
Well, still have a chance.
The best I could do would be to pick up a weapon and do some martial arts with one of my many weapons strewn about the place.
How about dancing action figure girls? Yeah, let's see. What do I got? We wouldn't want to do that to. Where's a cute action figure? There we go. How about that for excitement?
Is that Enchantress?
Enchantress, yep.
Amora, nice.
That is a good little Lego figure, yep. Or mini mates, I should say.
Looks like Phantom Outsider got buzzed yesterday. Clipper mishap.
Uh-oh. You all right, dude?
I didn't know you played basketball.
Yeah.
Oh, come on. That was pretty good.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Oh, man.
Is that Sif?
That's it, yep.
Okay.
Oh, there you go.
Naming all your buddies here.
Yeah, man.
And we got, I have them all grouped together on the top of the monitor, so.
The Comic Relief Crusader says, we've angered the karma gods and this is our punishment. Wow, nobody's ever described me as punishment before. Crusader. Oh, Beta Ray Bill. Nice.
Yeah.
I started
Nice.
buying that that run on Klobby Say So.
That was great
I think it was
comics. Yeah.
huge. That was big, man.
It was. I have Simonson's entire run because you said, you need to buy this. And I think this was at Mouthland.
It was, and we underordered on that sucker. I mean, no one knew it was going to, be that big at that time.
Yeah.
Oh, was that?
I remember you telling me this character is great. His name is Beta Ray Bill, which is stupid, but it's still well written. Yeah. And I agree 100%.
Yeah, the name I'm never really was too sure about why you would call him that since he's an alien, but
yeah.
The Horse God of Thunder. Yep.
Yep.
Here we go. Here's the.
Oh.
Well, I'll save this one for last. We'll do the. I bet you guys can't name this figure, right? Yeah. No, just kidding.
Scourge, who never had a name
Scourge.
until Simonson. Yeah.
Right. Yep.
I mean, you gotta have to give Walt Simonson some credit. I mean, he made Scourge a sympathetic character.
Oh, he did. Yeah. That
on the bridge, he stood alone. Yeah.
Spoilers with his death scene was pretty amazing. Yeah.
It was really, really good. Yeah.
Well, this is it, dude. 22 seconds.
And what's the score? 28-24, right?
No, it's. Ooh, to try to see if there's a catcher. Now, it's 29-22.
Oh, 29-22.
So you got a 7-point game. Then if they get into overtime, it's tough to win in overtime with that stupid 10-minute.
Oh, yeah.
10-minute
It's
length.
much shorter now, yeah.
That's why you have ties this year, the past couple of years.
Ah, there you be.
There's
Nice.
Bathor. Come on, focus.
Yeah, because of the long hair, people give me all kinds of Thor stuff. So I think I've got something right here.
Better throw it. Oh, he got it. Oh, wow. Timeout.
Will I get in trouble for rebroadcasting an NFL game? Just kidding.
Yeah, you're not. I'm just giving you.
I thought I had my Thor stuff in one of these boxes. For those of you who are late, I'm moving. That's why this place is full of boxes and clothes and stuff.
Dang, I'd help. Wish I could go up there and help you with the truck and everything, dude.
It would only take about one guy. My ex-wife said, well, we have 2 coffee tables. I don't really like yours. Let's give that away. Oh, we have too many dishes. I don't really like yours. Why don't you donate them? Here I am with nothing.
What are you supposed to, wait a minute. What are you supposed to do? Why would she tell you to do that?
Oh, so you wouldn't have 2 sets of everything.
Oh,
yeah, when we were married, yeah, and yeah.
Oh,
so,
that okay. That's right. I got you.
Yeah, so we all ta. Anyway, but I do have the only action figures that every figure that I have is one that was given to me. This one was given to me by people from China who worked at the Beijing office of the company I used to work for, and they were fascinated by the blonde-haired guy that spoke Chinese and did kung fu. So I've got several gifts from people there, and I have a friend in Reno who I can never introduce to Klobby because he'd just fall head over heels for her. She gives me Funko Pops, and
I could survive it, and not like there'll be any chance. So I'd love to meet her.
You kind of like this one, right? Almost, maybe.
Is that? It's an Eyeless.
What you talking about, Willis?
Yeah. You said it might be semi-acceptable.
Well, yeah, but still a Funko. It's still a pop, dude.
Yeah, but if you're gonna pop, that's not a bad one.
There you go. About 2 seconds.
Hey, hungry boy, or hungry for Bantha barbecue burgers?
Yeah, I want that Bantha
That's
recipe.
a catch, man. That's
Greetings, sir.
Hell.
Oh.
Hungry boy, what's up, buddy?
Hungry boy who always schools me on art every time he's here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
See, I don't get to see all of the stuff that you guys. I don't get to see all the fun conversations you. Maybe not even. Maybe I see like 10% of what you guys get to talk about in the chat, so I miss all kind of stuff.
Well,
yeah, we have more fun than you, probably.
I don't know. I don't know Hungry Boy's secret identity. but
I don't either.
I can tell that he's a really good artist because he has a deep and broad knowledge of art, not just comic art.
Right. Oh yeah, I've seen some of it. Some of it. That's
yeah, but we've spoken about artists who are outside, who are in the fine art world, legendary artists and illustrators, and he has a very deep and broad knowledge of that stuff. So it's like writers who grew up only reading comic books. Their stuff is kind of dumb.
Yep. Alan Moore said that. He said these people will just write the stuff that they read as kids.
Yeah, the classic, the Stan Lees and the other writers from the Golden Age, they read Shakespeare and Moliere and Dickens, and it's why they wrote so well.
That's right.
Yep.
So Eric K would like this, I think, right? Does Eric K like Pops? This is a pretty cool one. We'll ask him. Yep.
I got to admit, for a Pop, that was almost not bad. His head still looks. Maybe you could almost put a real head on him.
Yeah, you just don't like the comical aspect of the figure.
I just don't almost care. I don't like that they stay in boxes and, like Michael called them, they're just dust collectors. They're not action figures. They're not toys.
Well, I wouldn't call them dust
they're
collectors.
Beanie Babies.
Oh, Herbie.
Herbie almost looks good because he almost looks like Herbie would normally look.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think Wall-E is probably kind of a ripoff of Herbie in some ways.
It could be.
Probably, yep.
Here we go, folks. 5 seconds.
That's a fun one, too, yep.
Hungry for Bantha barbecue burger. Well, that's alliterative. We need to do a show on your channel, or maybe I'll start one. We'll just talk about.
Sorry.
Something happened with can't be the Saints. They're already done.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. Can't believe this.
I thought you were done with Pro Football Club.
I just think it's funny that if this actually happens, that these two teams tie on purpose, it's the craziest scenario I've ever seen. I'm actually just think it's funny. And if they can't make the extra point, they're going to be in overtime.
Oh, they scored a touchdown.
Yeah.
They tied it.
Chargers went all the way down there in a sloppy drive and got in. It's almost like they're letting this happen on purpose.
But I would say they would say, hey, no.
He's got to make the extra point though. Ain't no gimme. If he misses, this is going to be pretty funny. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I can't help it, man. This is funny stuff. He made it. He made it overtime.
You got to be kidding me. Then
I swear to God, 29-29, end of regulation. That's freaking crazy. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Steve.
What are the odds of that?
Go ahead, Steve.
I was going to say, I'm curious if, like, Hungry Boy is from Australia, and hang on, I have to scroll. Stuart Mitchell. I couldn't think of his name for a second, which I apologize.
Across the pond, yeah.
Yeah, he's from Scotland. So
oh, Scotland. Okay.
I believe he's a Scotsman. Oh, that was the worst. He's gonna never join us again after that.
Oh dear.
I was just wondering if those guys really follow American football, because soccer is the big.
You'd be surprised. As one of the biggest channels, as Heels versus Babyface, is a freak he's a freak Patriots fan, and he lives over there. Of course, it's one of the biggest channels in our little fellowship of all these type channels that are kind of related to the same community or whatever. And I guess he has to stream it because of obviously the time difference, but it's a lot of them over there around the world, in other parts of the world, do watch our football. Now they watch theirs too, some of them, but some of them do. They are some of them around the world.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. They were trying to. NFL was trying to get into England too, right?
Yeah, they still play a game in England twice a year, I think. But that's kind of silly.
I think it's silly, but they'd love to have a team in London. And
yeah, they would.
Yep.
I can't believe this.
Yeah. What are the odds? What a revolting development.
This is the craziest thing about it. Man. You're right. I don't care about football anymore, but I just think this is funny. I mean, I can't believe this is happening. So I'm sorry, Steve. Go ahead.
No, that's okay. I was just going to address something that Phantom Outsider said. He's talking about how the writing has gotten worse. Even if you look at old Mad magazines or Not Brand,
yes.
Some of the jokes that were nuanced and the references were far-reaching. One thing that for some reason always comes to my mind is, John Byrne, love him or hate him, he did some clever stuff like Puck. for example, because he's Canadian and the guy's short and wears a black costume that looks like rubber, you think he's named after a hockey puck. But he's not. He's named after Robin Goodfellow, a.k.a. Puck, in A Midsummer Night's Dream. And I thought that was a really clever double entendre there. So, but these days, you know, they have Safe Space and Snowflake. You know, I'm not making those up.
Well, that
But
never got
it didn't get
published,
printed
right?
though. It didn't
Oh,
get published.
Oh, that's
No.
Yeah,
I'll tell you what, it almost did though.
they got made fun of so
But
much.
it was this community. It was a lot of the big YouTube community that made that fall into the garbage.
Oh, that's good.
Same
thing happened with the... Go ahead.
No, sorry, I was going to say, and I pre-ordered it too. I didn't get it. I was so disappointed.
What? Why?
Nice.
Why?
You're being trolled, Klobby. You're being
Because I was
trolled.
either going to burn it.
He did.
I was either going to burn it.
No, he did. I'm not kidding. He buys bad
I
stuff.
did.
He
I
did.
buy
See?
bad
He's
stuff.
not kidding.
Yeah. I'm not kidding. So,
Really?
yeah.
You're being trolled.
Well, I'm gullible. I can be in on the joke and be talked out of it
Because sometimes I just got to see how bad something is. Just to,
but you don't have to pay to see it. You can find out.
That's true, but I'm a torture for punishment, I guess. Yeah.
the Comic Crusader. Why, Mark, with the D with a C? Why?
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 Oh, God.
Why would you do something like? Why would you do something?
Inconceivable. 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 You keep using the word. I don't think it means what you think it means.
Never go in against a Sicilian when death is on the line.
Right.
Well done, Steve.
Thank you, sir. My best friend when I lived in Reno for 10 years is a Mexicana, and I loaned her that movie on DVD. And she came in the next day and went, "Is that what we sound like to you?" And I said, "That guy's not even Hispanic. He's Jewish."
Yeah, right. Well, accents are just so much fun when you look at them. And
Mandy Patinkin did a great one.
Oh yeah, that's
Wallace
just
Shawn.
all-time great.
I love Wallace Shawn. He
was the Grand Nagus on Deep Space Nine. That's kind of funny,
Okay.
but him Ferengi.
Right. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yep. And I don't know if you played anything else in Star Trek. No, I think he just played that. The Ferengi.
He was the voice of the T-Rex in Toy Story.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And of course, he was in the very, not very well seen, but brilliantly written. I think Hungry Boy said he saw this. My Dinner with Andre, which is on YouTube, but it's very heady, so it's not like light reading. It's
JPRPH1.
Hail.
How do you pronounce that?
John.
Yep.
Maddie is trying to say words to start with a B now. So like I'll say, Maddie, it's blue. And it's such hard work for us to go. But I didn't realize that as children, we all struggled that much to learn certain sounds.
You could take a knee. Oh, oops.
Klobby's going
Klobby's not
crazy
even
over
paying
this
attention.
game.
He's like, "Hey, Klobby, your pants are on fire. Go, go, go!"
Right?
No, don't try to win. I want this to be a tie. The NFL is going to have a fit.
Oh, there could be a lot of
Investigation.
collusion going on.
They're
there,
trying to
right?
win, though.
You think
That's
so?
just so crazy.
Can you prove it?
It's the most insane thing to happen. You know the odds against something like this. If we're Spock, we go, "I would estimate the odds," and then his mother would say, "Please don't."
But that's what everyone was talking about too. Plus, you've got these two teams that are the league would desperately love to be in the playoffs, right?
The
They
odds
want
of this
both these-
happening right now, though, if that happens, is unbelievable. Now, it's,
But they really want both of these teams. But like they could have an agreement. Well, this is speculating.
Steelers are
but
screwed.
you could have an agreement like, "Hey, we're gonna score a field goal. You're gonna score a field goal. We'll make it look good, and then we won't score for the rest of the OT, right?"
Well, they're letting the Raiders run up down their throat, so I don't know. Oh man, yeah. So it's already to the inside the 30. So.
Well, both teams have 9-7 records, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I've never seen anything like this. So that scenario to be the only possible is weird enough for it to actually have a chance to come true at this point.
Oh yeah.
No way. I'm on record right now saying it doesn't happen, but man, it's close to happening. It's weird.
Yeah.
So-
Conspiracy theorists unite. Yep. So yeah, well, see, these kind of things. Yeah, playoff football is interesting, right? Or hockey is one of the best
Yeah.
sports ever hit in the playoffs. Are just amazing to watch. But
Playoffs.
the playoffs in hockey, yeah. For the second half of the regular season, as we say, or basketball,
Yeah.
it's like
See,
how long does basketball
hockey playoffs go on for months though, and basketball playoffs and baseball playoffs, especially hockey playoffs.
Oh, hockey and
They go on for like months, really for months.
here. Oh, Nick was
Look at Nick.
there below too long.
Hell,
This is
Nick.
nuts.
Hell,
Hello, gentlemen.
thank you for
Oh,
joining.
man.
Yeah, my pleasure.
let him
Sorry I couldn't come sooner, but
No,
I was
it's
getting
awesome to
my
have you.
I was doing time with the family, and me and
Yeah.
my
Good
girlfriend
time.
we watched Mad Max, the Road Warrior, to get ready for Toxic Tuesday. So,
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
The first one?
yeah.
Road
Second
Warrior or
one.
Mad Max?
Second
Okay.
one.
Second one.
I got to
So-
rewatch that. Yep.
Yeah,
been a
dude.
while.
Dude, it's still intense. Like rewatching it, Mark. I'm just like, dude, this flick is so nuts, and it came on 81. So that's like, it just shows you, like, man, like they were raising the bar back then, like, and to think Mel Gibson's been involved in movies for almost half a century too is like, kind of like blows my mind.
Yeah. Now,
Remember when he was considered good looking?
You
Oh,
know?
Mel Gibson was a
Yeah.
yeah.
I
Back
was
in the
say
back
no.
day.
then, I guess.
No,
Remember-
dude.
Wasn't he?
You remember they did the skit on SNL in the '80s? Mel Gibson, gynecologist, and then the joke
Oh,
was
yeah.
they had ladies like lined up around the block to go see. Of course, you could never clip something like that for the show, but
Oh my God,
No,
Mark.
they go nuts about that stuff.
Yep,
Mark, Raiders got a field goal. You know what that means?
yeah, the other
If
team
they go down and get a field goal and tie, this is a conspiracy.
yeah. We better get some people on that. Yeah,
Almost missed it.
Uh-oh.
If they tie, the new rule is they both play against the next team. Well, yeah.
Is this
Yeah.
the playoffs?
I'll see.
No.
My streaming service is way behind yours, so I have it on my iPad, but it's way behind. So yeah,
Well, Nick, what happened for some strange reason? The weirdest scenario in all of playoff setup history. It's the last game of the season.
Mm-hmm.
Raider, because they have the same record, if the Raiders and the Chargers were to tie tonight,
Mm-hmm.
they're both in. One wins, one's out, one's in. Well, it was the Raiders had a big lead to the end. The Chargers, with a few seconds left, just end up tying the game. They're in overtime right now. The Raiders got a field goal. That means the Chargers get the ball. If they actually what does that scenario sound like to you? Does that not sound insane?
I'm still trying to process what you just say. It almost didn't like make sense for a second.
If they tie, both of them are in the playoffs. If
Yeah.
one wins, one gets out, one's
Oh,
in.
is it like they gotta do one extra game and that wins
No.
like a winner take?
Playoffs are next week.
yeah.
You ever heard-
playoff
that's what I'm
is-
saying.
yeah.
The scenario is so weird. It's never happened before.
I sorry,
Well,
just
they could take a
I'm-
knee, both of them, and tie the game, and they will both be in the playoffs next week. But and so this game was everyone's saying that's simple. That's no way they'll both. I mean, 3 other games went into overtime, but it's not going to happen again.
Mhm.
And they just with the last 2 seconds got knocked into overtime. They're in overtime now, and the Raiders got a field goal. So you know what that means. There's 7 minutes and 9 seconds left. If the Chargers get a touchdown, they win. But if they don't get a field goal, then we're still tied.
Mhm.
Just saying, isn't it weird? I mean, that scenario is what they needed. It's so rare.
I cannot believe
Yeah.
that. Like, it almost doesn't sound real.
It doesn't sound real. I'm looking at it right now. It does not feel real.
And it's not like they have any gambling in Vegas, right?
And Vegas is going nuts about this thing.
Yeah, right. No, but imagine the Steelers though. That would be Big Ben's last game. Then he'd go out on a win, but
Yeah.
then they want to get that. I
He
mean, they
won,
would be
right?
playing away anyway. But
Well, they wouldn't be playing next week if they tie.
yep. Oh, they're gonna let the Chargers go down to the 30-yard line.
Now
and
the
kick a field
Chargers
goal,
have
right?
it. If they kick a field goal, I'm going to fuck him. I can't believe this. I mean,
Yeah, because the
they
overtime
like
was only 10
anymore.
minutes now.
Yeah, but 7:09. They got down there really quick.
Yeah, but that's what I was joking before we started this. Is say just let everyone, both teams, we're going to both score field goals, and then then that's it, right? We'll just do the
Yeah.
running game, and then no one will score, and the game's over. We're both
I
in,
think-
right?
The refs are complicit. They keep calling everything back. They gave the Chargers like 6 chances on that tying drive,
Oh yeah.
and now they just called a big pass back for the Chargers. You guys are cheating your asses off. You're trying to make this a tie so everybody will watch. That's what they're doing because getting all this hype.
Nick, you don't have to do that. What are you
What are you
doing? You don't have to tip me when you're on the show. That's awesome. Yeah,
Dude.
appreciate that. All right. Well, I got my cup of coffee tomorrow. That's awesome. Now, what do I play for my? I don't have that really cool, Thanos beating up. Why don't we do this? We'll do the explosion here. Yep.
All right.
Is this the short one or the? I'm not sure if this is the short one or the long one. Let's see.
Okay, that's pretty good, actually.
Thanks to Raquel for that. Yeah, so that's you don't have to do
man.
that, Nick, but much appreciated. Yeah.
Yeah. No, dude,
I didn't even know that you could. I thought you weren't monetized.
Well, you
he's
can do
not.
No.
Okay, so if I it's gonna be a while since I just bought a house before I'll be tipping anybody or anything. But if I do, I want the never going against the Sicilian when that is on the line. That's got to be my.
Oh, I think I'll find that one. Yeah, I'll get you that one. Yep, I'm actually have that on my computer right now.
I can't stand to look at Wesley, even if he's about to get the death penalty. It's just...
And then Eric K before said he'd watched Blue Thunder. That was a great Roy Scheider movie. Yeah, with the super duper. It was like Knight Rider in the air. That cool
What about
helicopter.
the TV show?
Yep, and then there was the TV show too, right? Yeah, but I love the movie. Yeah, that was good. All that tech, yeah, it was so cool.
Here we go.
They're gonna go for another field goal.
It's 4th and 9. If they make this game is fixed. Because if they don't make this 4th and 9, game over.
Oh, here we go.
Chargers.
I'm behind you. Yep.
If they make it, it still seems like it's fixed because it's crazy. Oh, there's the Chargers fans praying. Watch if there's not a flag or unless he makes it.
Well, the funny thing is, would any of these teams really go somewhere too if they made the play? I mean, knock on wood. I mean,
oh God, he got it, and now he's gonna get all the way. Oh, now he's in field goal range. I can't believe this. This is fixed.
No, he dropped the pass.
He got it. It's in field goal range. Oh my God, this is so fixed, dude. There's 5:51 to go in the game. I cannot believe this. This is insanity.
The
At no
weirdness of
point
this
is there a ball anywhere in that frame.
insane.
Wesley's a poor athlete, or he wanted to kill those plants. Wesley's an anti-arborist. Yeah. That's hysterical.
This is better than the Super Bowl because these teams are trying to tie.
Trying to tie. Like, you imagine that. Trying to tie. I'm still like, everything about that it doesn't make sense.
Well,
Yes.
when you know that all you got to do is tie and then stop the other team, and you'll be in the playoffs, would you try to force it?
I mean, you kind of got a point there, Clopper.
I mean, your season's over if you lose.
True, and they want to win all. Imagine saying one of the biggest steps towards winning all is just by tying a game.
And the guy who caught the ball was in stride. He probably could outrun that dude, and he kind of went slow. I don't know if they said, "Look, don't get to the end zone."
Mm-hmm. I wonder.
They're pretty much in field goal range now.
Clobby says he's not interested in football, but riveted to the screen.
Yeah, this is the most interesting I've been in football in 2 years. Hey, look, after what happened to the Saints today, I didn't even I cared for because my family and everything everybody's sad in
They're
New Orleans.
upset, right? Yep.
Yeah, but I'm it didn't affect me like it used to. But yeah, I just thought it was kind of funny because we were sitting here and there was no chance for this to happen. What's happening now? I'm like, oh, they're way behind. But I thought it would be kind of funny. And now it's happening. So it's just weird, man.
Well, I know I tend to say a lot stranger things have always happened, but this definitely is up there, and that's saying a lot because we continue to get up there with the weirdness of the things that happen.
Tell me this isn't fixed. There's something going on. The guy just dropped a touchdown pass.
What?
I mean, he could have had that. Did you see that, Mark? Look at the play.
Well, I'm behind you by like 20 seconds.
No, it's coming up now. Then
No, so technically Klobby's in the future.
I don't know.
Yeah, you're in the
he's about-
future.
he's about to kick a field goal.
I'm back. I'm back in the past now. Yeah,
If he misses this, then it's not fixed.
because my son was watching. Let's see the replay on that.
Oh, he made it. So he made the field goal. It's a tie game. I'm telling you, this is asphyxioed.
It has to be. None of this makes sense, guys.
It's happening right, and the other irony is happening right around the corner from where Steve is. See, this is telling you.
Well, I predicted the scenario in the overtime, didn't I? We can rewind the tape.
They were way
Let's go to
down
the
by
videotape.
2 touchdowns.
I said both score 3 field goal in the overtime, and then nothing's going to
Yeah.
happen after that. This will make it
Something
look
is
good, right?
Right. You're right. I mean,
Unless he misses this, but this is a pretty easy kick.
what are the odds of the team having a tie in the NFL these days? This happened like twice this year. They've upped it because of the short time of it's still so minute, the odds of a tie in this league now. You got 4:30 to go in this game. All the Raiders have to do is take a knee to go to the playoffs. There's Tom Arnold. They don't need to see that.
Take a knee. That's the whole reason you said you weren't going to watch football anymore.
Yeah, well, I mean, in the football sense. Actually, not the whole season. Look, they're showing. What are you crying for, girl? You might go to the playoffs. All you got to do is let your quarterback not do anything. What's
Well,
that?
guy almost
right.
missed the field
Right,
goal.
Steve.
So that
Steve. They both almost missed him. They're not going to do anything right here. They're going to let it be a tie.
why would you?
Dude.
That's what I'm saying. They had they're going to have that agreement.
It's 32-32, and there are 32 teams in the NFL. That's all I'm saying. I don't even know what that means.
I'm still in awe in all this. This is a very bizarre, wacky thing that to know I came on here and then this is what I hear.
I'm sorry, Nick.
No, don't you apologize. Don't you dare. If anything, please don't apologize. It's just, if I imagine what I'd be walking into and you had told me, like 100 things, maybe even 1,000, I would have never thought this would be a real thing, but it's kind of historical in a way. So it definitely does warrant the conversation for being.
Wasn't there only like one tie
here.
this year in the NFL? 1 or 2? Like 1?
Oh, I couldn't tell you. I haven't
know
watched.
one.
Not
Tell me I'm a
many.
doctor.
He's actually throwing it. Well, why would you do this? You can throw an interception? Okay, Raiders. I think this probably could have something to do, because I was thinking about this. Steve is right around the corner from where this game is being played. I could be like sending vibes through the stream, and they're going to
Never
him
know. Yep.
by accident. Anyway, I'm sorry, Mark. I've derailed your whole show. Go back to geek.
This is all
Go back
fun.
to
This
geek,
is
and
all fun.
I thought this was kind of funny. But
I'm trying to find that Princess Bride clip, a short version.
yes. So you can play clips because you're not Monty Toddy's.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah, you got that to your advantage. Even though I'm not monetized, dude, they are on to me like crazy now. But I've been fighting.
Yeah, what happened with? Tell us about those other.
Goodfellas, I got hit with a copyright claim.
Just for the pictures, right?
Yeah. And they let go of that one, and now the Die Hard one is in progress as we speak. So.
And the same thing for the photos, or
well, exactly that is the photos. Like, and I wrote to him like, hey, these are none of this is videos. Like, I don't know if like they got some like bot that just automatically sees like photos changing and assumes that it's a thing. That's my guess. Obviously, I'm getting conspiratorial with this. That's just my educated guess because there's clearly not a person who's looking over these things when it comes to these photos. There's not. If there was a human being, they would notice, oh, hey, these are just photos. And I literally wrote word for word, none of this is video. This is all photo. We are also critiquing and reviewing and reacting to said information here. And then, and they said that the dispute had been let go of. So I'm like, okay, that's one down, one to go. So I'm working on the air one, and if they deny it, I'm just gonna try it again. Like I'm gonna win. Let's just put it that way. I'm not gonna let them.
Well, yeah,
win.
because photos, they can't do anything with photos, right? I mean,
They're not,
clips.
not that I know of, but
Yeah.
it's just one of those things where I've learned that a lot of these weird terms and conditions are going to come up with things as they go along, and unless they start directly saying photos, which if photos are such a bad thing, then they need to put that in their terms and conditions.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
But instead of playing vague games with the rules, but obviously that's a conversation for another day. But if photos are bad, then say so. Just say it. I'd rather have them say it, and then I know it. Because if that is the case, okay, fine. I get it.
Yeah, as long as that's what gets me too. Is like, I haven't really had any problems, but knock on wood. But as long as you know what the rules are, and you try to be compliant, and you try to show this is fair use, and showing the clips and things. But but that wasn't a copyright strike. That was just a copyright claim.
It was a claim. But I still want to keep my record as clean as possible because I'm 3/4 of the way towards 1K. And I'm beyond 4,000 hours. No, I'm like at 4,100. So it's just like I've hit the mark, at least one of them. So now I got to work on hitting the other mark. So it's just like the last thing I want to do is mess this up now. Like this is not the time to mess this up. Yeah. So I will fight hell and high water to clean up my record if I have to.
No, I agree. Yeah, a couple of them I let go too because there were I figure I'm not monetized, and I get hit for trailers and things. It's like copyright claim on a trailer. Remember we showed that tire movie, the tire that was committing murders. Yeah, so it's like you show a trailer. It's just a trailer, and then you get hit with a trailer. Especially, I don't understand because it's it's advertising for the studio. So
like you're literally helping them. You are playing to their advantage.
Yeah.
I don't understand that.
Yeah, Hungry Boy's got a question. How do people show full and cut movies? Yeah, I think they just go up, and then unless it depends on the studio, and it takes
some
time.
Are public domain.
Yeah, some are public, but I've also seen other ones like on Jed's channel. He wanted to show King Kong, the original King Kong. And I said, well, it's not in public domain for another 10 years or whatever, 8 years, whatever it is. It's like, yeah, but I see it's up on YouTube, and Retro, Retro said it was okay too. I'm like, guys, I don't think this is going to fly. I mean, I'm reading it. It's not in public domain yet. And sure enough, then the stream got canned 10 minutes into the stream.
There's a guy holding up a Take the Tie sign. And they're showing the Steelers fan in the audience really pissed off. I was yelling at him because they're about to take the tie. They're doing it. They let the clock run out. Run one more play and it's over. This is fantastic.
This is exactly what I said would happen.
There you go. But he's not going to take a knee. There you go. Why would you call a timeout? They're trying to make it look like they're trying to win.
But
why would you take a chance and you screw up, you'll lose, and then they're trying not to look like it. But why would you take a chance when you know you can play next week by not winning?
Unless you really don't like the other team.
Well, that's still silly. Right? If this were Raiders under Al Davis, he'd be that vindictive. But that Steelers fan is all pissed off. And what are you doing there anyway, dude? This is two different teams.
Right?
They're doing 38 seconds, dude. And they took a timeout for some reason. And they're running the ball, and they're obviously trying not to move.
Yeah, that was the
funniest
deal
thing I've ever seen in football ever.
We got to have Congress investigate this collusion.
But you know what? You should be allowed to lose the game if you want to.
Hey, let's just
they're arguing on the sidelines like it's it means anything, right? Yeah.
Game over.
Wow.
So you're ahead of me too. So.
Yeah, he's letting it run out. I'd let it run out. Don't call timeout, you moron. Yeah, there it is. 17. I can't believe this happened, dude. It's fantastic. That's hilarious, man.
Oh, that's funny.
Why he's practicing kicking for some reason. Why?
Yeah.
Oh my God, they took it down to 2 and they're calling a timeout. They're going to try to kick a field goal to win the game.
What?
Because if they miss it,
Are you kidding me?
If they win, they're going. If they miss it, it don't matter. Game's over.
Oh,
Yeah.
But
of
they're just doing it
course.
because they hate the Chargers.
Of course.
Oh well, I didn't get what I wanted unless he misses.
All right, we'll see.
You can't do that though. The NFL would be down their ass. There we go.
saying,
2 seconds.
He's saying Hungry Boy is saying the big channel is Big Trouble in Little China, full film and stuff like
Love
that.
it. 47-yard attempt right here.
Well, Big Ben is
Miss it.
happy if they make it. Yeah.
That's it. Big
But,
Ben sucks.
Big Ben.
But yeah, I think sometimes the
He
studios
made it.
don't notice.
Oh, he just hit the crossboard and made it.
You're kidding.
Yep. They
Oh,
almost
it sounds like
away.
he's not kidding.
They won. Raiders win.
I meant
Wow.
to beat your child. Stuff like
And
that.
the
Raiders
Really?
won?
See, I wish I had known that, Hungry, for when I did the Toxic Tuesday stream on that movie. I wish I had known that, but hey,
what about it?
If the channel that has Big Trouble, the full film, like,
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
but that can't be legal though. That's got to be.
No, you can't unless it's YouTube putting it on there. No, you can't do that.
true. That's true.
Yeah, it just hasn't gotten. It hasn't gotten pulled down yet. But as to this, I played the wrong one.
Inconceivable. 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 You keep using the word. I don't think it means what you think it means.
I can't believe, God, I can't believe it didn't end up in a tie. Yeah, that's amazing.
Well, they again, you can understand because you get to beat your division team rival, but if you don't make it, you're still going to the playoffs.
If you don't make it. Do you realize how that sounds?
Crazy.
The sports ball is complicated. God.
Oh, I know, right?
Well, I guess they really were playing then. So, yep.
Plus, the NFL don't want there to be a chance that two teams from the same city will play at home in the Super Bowl in Los Angeles.
They can't allow that. Nope.
But could you imagine if there had been a tie, where the conspiracy people would have been going today? I mean,
that's what I wanted to do.
You would have heard about that forever.
Oh, I know, right?
That's why I wanted to see it.
That would have been.
I would have been one of those
Big talk.
people. I'd be like, dude, what's the conspiracy behind this? I would have been that guy.
Yeah.
Like, for real, I would have been that guy.
Yeah.
Oh, Lordy. I'm telling you.
Yeah. So I'm sorry I derailed the geekness, man. I can't help it. I don't know.
No, that's okay.
It's funny.
It's okay. Honest. We'll be okay. Things do happen in the world, especially something like that. It happens. I saw Mark. You obviously had your avatar up for Cobra Kai. I got one more episode left.
Oh, nice.
Then I'm done.
Yeah, that's a great episode.
Cool. Love
yeah.
it.
So
Yeah, the last one is really good.
I'll watch it in the morning. I will definitely watch it in the morning. And so overall, it was great. Of what I've seen with 1 through 9, I'll still be considerate about spoilers for those who may have not seen and may be interested. It did take a minor tumble around the 6th and 7th episodes for me, at least. There was some minor tumbles, but then it came back around with the 8th and 9th.
Yep.
And I'm like, oh, and I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of getting scared with the 6th and 7th. I'm like, oh no. And then 8th and 9th have, I'm like, oh yes. And then but I love, obviously Johnny Lawrence is great. Obviously, I mean, God, who would have thought like William Zabka would be this top great guy? Like, he's awesome. And of course, I love Terry Silver. Like, that dude.
Oh, he was so good.
I can't wait to get the last episode done just to see where he goes in the story. Terry Silver, like, man, whoever made that decision to bring him on for season 4,
Right.
Good
Thomas Ian
move.
Griffith.
Very
Nick-
good move.
Nick, did you know that Thomas Ian Griffith, a couple of years after he did Karate Kid 3, was in a a blatant Die Hard ripoff called Cracker Jack. You ever heard of that?
No, what?
I mean,
No.
it is blatant beyond belief. This Christopher Plummer's the bad guy. He's the Hans Gruber.
Mhm.
He and a bunch of terrorist gang go take over this ski resort with all these rich people.
Mhm.
And when like one is so remote up there, you got to ride one of those tram things up, over there to there. And the only thing to stop them, you can watch the trailer on IMDb, is Chicago cop Jack something or other. And he's
I know what you're talking about now.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking. No,
he's a kung fu cop
God.
basically.
I
It's so
know what
Die
you're
Hard. They even show
talking
things. He even like
about.
talks to. He's got all the same stuff. He talks to him on the on the
Mhm.
radio and all this kind. I mean, it's just so ridiculous.
I know what you're talking about now. I remember that. I can't.
Mhm.
You know what? You're right. I never thought of that. That is totally a Die Hard rip. Like really.
I'd like to watch that again. It's been a long time. It'd probably be fun to watch it again.
I might have to rewatch that and
That might be
consider
some
that
Toxic
a
Tuesday stuff.
some Toxic Tuesday.
Since you've
like,
done Die Hard, maybe like do some of the Die Hard rip-offs.
oh, we've done a few, and there will be more Die Hard ripoffs to come. Like obviously we did Air Force One, we did
Right.
Speed as well.
Underpants, right? You did Underpants.
Which one?
Underpants. Oh, Under Siege. I got this.
Under Siege,
Under
yeah,
Siege.
I call it
Under Siege, yeah.
Underpants.
Under Siege, yeah.
You threw me off balance. I'm like, what's this guy talking about here? The Under Siege, yeah. No, trust me. The Die Hard legacy will go on for a while, and it's been nice where like in the last few months we take a few minor detours because like we had Tombstone, we had Goodfellas, but now here we are coming back into the main course, and we're coming in hard with Mad Max. Like we're coming in hard with this.
Is that
one,
the
so-
movie with the boomerang when the guy cuts his own hand off the boomerang? I wasn't sure if that was the first one or the second one. Yeah, I love that scene. Yeah.
Dude, so
Throws the
good.
boomerang, goes to catch it, his hand gets whacked
I
off. Yeah,
know.
and they're all laughing at him. Yeah.
That movie is just a
What?
pure adrenaline ride. Like you just like it just goes and goes, and you're just kind of I'm like eating pizza bites and all and I'm just like this is going on. Like, yeah, Mad Max is just and watching it too, which is for those who in the chat. Me and Mark D with a C, and sometimes Clobbering when he's available. There's a thing called Toxic Tuesday you do. We talk about toxic male movies, and we're doing Mad Max this week, and I forgot how mayhemic Mad Max was, and just some of the action is just so crazy, and like you put it on.
Yeah.
And for those who may be interested in rewatching The Road Warrior, it is currently on HBO Max. If you do not own any physical media, it is on HBO Max as we speak. So if you're looking to rewatch it or watch it even for your first time, might I add, please watch it and then show up on Toxic Tuesday because it's gonna be a blast as it has been. It's crazy. Like I think the Die Hard one, we were up at like 66 people at one point. Mark, that was
Oh,
nuts.
that's awesome.
Yeah, I was just like, what? Holy crap. So, I see Hungry for Bantha's got Mad Max 2 in Australia, by the way. Oh, I kind of figured that was it when rewatching it. Like, because he says rename the Road Warrior for overseas. Yes, because in America it's called the Road Warrior. That's right. That's true.
Yeah, they
And
called the Road
I-
Warrior. Yeah, so that's why I wasn't sure which movie you were going to show because most people here know the Road Warrior, think it's the first movie. Then my friends who are in the film are like, no, actually, it's the second movie. I'm like, what do you mean it's the second movie? Like, the first one was the Road Warrior.
For most people, that was their first movie. And I see Hungry says it was a thrill seeing the cinema A2 uncut. Yeah, that had to have been a thrill. And I like this comment here from JPRPH1. I mean, I would say here's the thing. I'm not personally subscribed to Netflix. My girlfriend uses her brother's accounts. I don't subscribe for my own reasons. But, and that's not a knock to anyone who does, but if I did, let's just say that I did for conversation's sake, for this show, yeah, it would be worth it. I love this show, and
Yeah, I love it.
I love it. And here's the thing with the teen soap opera, a lot of adults forget that a lot of our teen lives were soap operas to many
Yeah.
degrees. And luckily, I have a very good memory of what my teenage life was like. So anytime I start to think, is this too soap opera or teen? Then I would think, hold up. I wasn't so different like this. Who am I trying to kid? And then then all of a sudden I'm back in the element of the show. But that's just me.
Yeah. It's a good balance, I think.
I think
Plus
it's a great balance because
you could also.
Go
I was
ahead,
just say,
Mark.
sorry. You could also sub for 1 month, to give the creators some love there, support good creators too. So, maybe only sub for 1 month or a couple months, or if you find, it's I think it's only $7 for 1 month or something too. So it's I know times are tight for people, but it's not too it's a lot cheaper than going to a movie theater. So it is a good value. So
It is. I want to add for JPRPH1, one of my big takeaways from it is it's one of the shows where you can prop up the new characters, but still pay respects to what came before. And I feel like the show benefits that much more from it because, especially in Hollywood 2021, there's this fetish, and I have to emphasize the word fetish, where they like to, crap on the old characters to prop up the new ones, and it makes you hate the new ones that much more. Even if the new characters aren't bad, it's just like they're doing it by way of tearing apart the old. So by default, you lessen your hopes of liking new characters. Now, this show, like, you can enjoy a lot of the newer characters and then embrace the older characters simultaneously. And what's up, Philbo Baggins and the lovely Sherry? I see you in the chat. I think this show really knows how to pull out that balance. And I read an interview with the showrunner, and he's like, as far as arguing, he said the only debates that should be going on about this show are between the fans. And I agree. That's how it should be. If there should be a debate, he's like, we don't need our stars arguing with fans on the internet. Let the fans argue amongst themselves. And that's how it used to be, and that's how it should be. And hopefully they are like the trendsetter of bringing that going forward. I'm going to shut up now because I've talked way too much.
no, that was all good,
No,
all
man.
good stuff. And welcome to the Dad Man Walking.
Woo!
Looking good with your new makeover there.
Oh, gee,
Hey, man.
thanks. Yeah. Hey, I almost I boomered it coming in. I didn't have the headphones plugged in. Got them plugged in, and it was muted too. So hey.
Oh, no,
Hello, how are y'all
we
tonight?
didn't notice. Yep.
Hey.
Good. Yeah, your new exfoliation treatment looks like it worked. Yep.
Well, I don't know. It's always a work in progress. I got to step it up again because Ben Grimm up there looks really, really smooth tonight.
What's up, man?
And of course, nobody can compete with Maddie's dad there. That's such an awesome picture there. And Nick with that hair, Nick's got the hair my wife would love me to have, but work won't allow me for that, even if I could grow it like that. And then Mark, you're the cook master.
Yeah, I got the
long hair and a beard is so passe these days.
It's like, hey,
I have to make sure he can see my hair, so he's not like thinking I'm totally down on it.
I've got mine. Yeah.
I was saying before I donated mine, it was to my elbow. So
see, I've got mine about as long as yours before, Steve. But the problem is mine curls naturally, so it doesn't go down. It like kicks up and goes all kinds of wild in the back, and it's really a party back there. But when you're like in an auditing profession, the bosses don't really like that kind of hair, if you know what I mean.
Too radical.
Yeah, a little bit too radical. You're a troublemaker. One guy that I had when he was just like a regular guy, he had the long hair, a lot of facial hair and all. But when he became management, it was all gone.
Reminds me of Johnny Damon when he moved from the Boston Red Sox to the New York Yankees because he took the Red Sox all the way to the World Series, had the long hair, the beard, and then he joins the Yankees and he got rid of all of it to join the Yankees. And that's like part of the Yankees code. You gotta be short hair, clean shaven,
no beard.
Yeah, that's the George Steinbrenner way. And I remember I was like, is he actually going to do it? And I remember I didn't recognize him at all, but holy crap, Damon actually did it. Like I almost kind of respect him for doing it in a weird way.
Mhm.
Even though it's not what I would have done, I respect
Yeah,
it. because
Nick,
it's
would you
just like,
play for the Yankees if they offered you $20 million for the year? Would you shave?
if I
cut
was
your hair for
good,
20
if
million
I
bucks?
was good, yes, because I mean, when I used to watch baseball, I actually did love the Yankees. I did. I was a big Joe Torre era fan, and I love that era of the '96 through the 2000s Yankees. So yeah, I love that era. So yeah, for that I would have. If I was good, you bet your ass I would have done it.
Yeah,
Yep.
money talks.
Especially for that kind of
bullshit.
paycheck.
Yeah.
Oh,
But actually, Damon did really kind of like scruff it up too towards the end of the Yankee. When he was playing for the Yankees, he did try to grow his hair out and do. But he was definitely not like the Red Sox made that was their thing that season. Like they were looked like a bunch of quote unquote bums.
yeah,
according
that
to
was
some
what they
people.
were
That was
aiming
like
for in 04.
all the Red Sox were that was their thing. Yep.
I remember that when the Red Sox won it because they beat the Yankees in the ALCS, and I'm like, holy crap, they're actually gonna do it, and then they did, and it was funny because they were trying to emphasize that image. It was kind of like they predated what the Blackhawks did, because the Blackhawks, when they did in 2010, 13, and 16, they were all about the image of a bunch of filthy looking bums when they won their Stanley Cup. So like the Red Sox are kind of predating that image in some aspects. And they did, and it was great. And then I remember, obviously, my team, the White Sox, took it back 1 year later in 05. I remember Boston's just like, oh, just beat the Yankees and it's all good. Let the White Sox
Yeah.
have it this year. Just beat the Yankees.
We don't need to win ever again, right? Yeah.
Yeah, they were so content on not needing to win again. They're like, it's okay. We won last year. You guys can have this year. We'll lose this year. It's cool.
I'm glad your computer came back on, Punk Waddle. Yep. He's got the nightcap, poor nightcap, so he's here to stay now. Yep, that's good to hear. Yep. And Eric had said he had the Mad Max in his closet door at school.
Dude, Eric K. Oh my God. What?
The Road Warrior. Yep. That's cool. Yep.
I could see it too. Like I've actually hung out with Eric K a few times now. I could see this. Like that guy is the Road Warrior. I'm telling you, Eric K is the Road Warrior. Who's he?
Yeah, because I first met ran into him over on Nerdrotic in the mods, and because I had questions about member streams and stuff like that, and then over the 9-10 months it's like it is amazing the ground he covers. It's everywhere in almost every chat I go.
Yep.
Oh
We're
thankful
Eric's there. Yep.
He's everywhere.
Watching over. Yep. I'm not don't want to jinx it, but we haven't had any problems tonight. Oh, Eric say, by the way, it was a life size poster. So and that must have attracted some of the ladies too, right? Coming to see Mel Gibson. We were joking before that about how popular it was with that on Saturday Night Live. The Mel Gibson gynecologist skit. So, but,
because at one point Mel Gibson was considered something of a sex symbol, wasn't he?
Oh God, yeah,
big time.
Yeah.
No, it was huge symbol. Yeah. So no beards on the Yankees. Yep.
Yeah. Nah, man, but for real though, put that money in front of me, and if I can bring that team to the playoffs, and I can go up to I'll seriously, I'll go hit a home run. I'll go run up to the concession stand, get a few hot dogs, run right back down. But hey, Tori, I got you a dog while I was up there. That's what I would do.
Hey, for $20 million, I'd wear a wig too if I had to, right? Yeah.
Oh, you damn right I would. You damn right. Luckily, in the Yankees' case, you don't have to worry about that. They want that pure old-fashioned look.
Yeah, Phantom saying Steinbrenner took Pinella to the pool. Said, "You walk the length of the pool, you can keep your beard." George had a Jesus exception to his rule. Yeah, because he said, "Would you let Jesus play? Keep his hair and play in your team?" Yep.
What's funny, y'all are talking all that, and I'm sitting here thinking of food again. Baseball park hot dogs. It's like,
when you go.
dang. I've got to go to a
Dude.
few games this year down here.
Ballpark hot dogs are great. I mean, I go to
Oh, yeah,
Comiskey
good
Park
stuff,
for the
yep.
White Sox, and
Mhm.
dude, anytime my two vices at a Sox game are hot dogs and
Mhm.
Italian ice. Hot dogs and Italian ice. Like I will have like 5 of each, and my life is amazing after 5 of each.
I love
It's
the dirty water dogs. I got to say, better than the ones on the rollers. But I actually met. This
Ooh.
is useless trivia. I can't remember the name, but at an electrical trade show, I met the guy, the grandson of the guy who invented those rollers. You know that they use at all the the parks or whatever to cook hot dogs. And he said his grandfather invented it. He thought everyone would put it in their backyard, next to their grill instead of burning the hot dogs, which is true. Like you don't burn them and they come out pretty good, but it's slow and it's expensive. But then someone like, one of the stadiums, I think, saw it or it caught the eye, and they're like, it never sold for home use, but for every concession stand, every stadium had, and it's a cool idea. And when you're online too, you love just watching those hot dogs roll. There's something about it that makes you even hungrier, and it does do a nice job of cooking those dogs. But I'd say those are number 2. I like the dirty water dogs in New York City. You find the carts.
And those the hot dogs on the rollers. The dirty water is the hot dogs on the rollers.
No, dirty water is in the just in the water in the in a usually hot water in the cart, the food cart. Yep.
Oh, okay. I'd never heard that term before.
Dirty water dogs that we call them here. I don't know what you guys call them, but
I just call them food. So as long as it's good, I'll eat it. Well, we have where I am, and we have a minor league team. And years ago, they sold the team within the last 10 years. But before they sold the team, they had a gimmick on Tuesday nights with 50-cent family feast, where they would do 50-cent hot dogs, and 50-cent small drinks, and 50-cent ice cream.
10 hot dogs.
Listen, when the kids were really small, I get off work, get the wife and the kids, head down to the stadium on Tuesday nights, and we'd have dinner there. Like I think once I ate 8 hot dogs.
As you should.
One night. Yes.
That's amazing. That's so American. I
love it. That was awesome. So.
Oh yeah, I've seen those Phantom. Yeah, they're the small ones. Yeah, but the guy was telling me that the patent had expired, so his grandfather made all the money like from big stadiums and stuff. But I think he invented it like in the 50s. So he was telling me, and it didn't, never really sold. For back in the day, I didn't sell at home. But yeah, I've always wanted to get one of those, or go to Restaurant Depot and get like a. I really don't have a use for it, but I love gadgets, so I've always like when I have a party, like I just want to have like a big roller. It's like you use it like twice a year, but it's not. I've always wanted to have one. Yeah, they do. I've seen some of them that are like. Do 6 hot dogs, but it's like, what's the point of 6? It's like, come on, I want one that's going to do like 20 or 30 at a time. 6 is not enough, right? I always go overboard. So, but yeah, it's food. Barbecues and picnics. And of course, now it's it's in the 30s here now. Nick, where you are, it's pretty cold, right? So. You're not having an outdoor barbecue,
days
right?
ago, well, some people are pretty dedicated out here. I'll say that I'm not one of them because I don't own a grill. Now, if I own one soon, that I might have a different conversation. But we got our dedicated few out this way, and dude, it is so it is so freaking cold. Like when I got out this morning to head to my employer, like. I got up extra early just to make sure there wasn't a sheet of ice in my car because somehow, by some sorcery, all these cars were covered in ice, but mine wasn't. I don't know how that happened. I don't know what went wrong.
You cast a spell, right? Yep.
Yeah, but I was obviously very happy to know. I'm like, okay, I can go back in the house and I can have my bowl of Reese's Puffs. And not to worry about getting my car ready. So I resumed my Reese's Puffs because that's what was my breakfast. Reese's Puffs unapologetically. And it was good.
Nice, yeah. Well, I'd still use my smoker in the winter, but I have an extra, like a special cover I made for it, insulated cover to keep the heat in. Actually, I should do some ribs this week. I haven't cooked ribs in a while. So, you can cook. It just takes more for the fire to get going. And you can't hang out, outside and enjoy the ribs and, have a couple beers and sit in the back porch like Clavi and Steve Kennan, those warmer warmer
Well,
climates, right?
it's a blustery
I knew
64
Dad would-
degrees tonight right here. So
64. What I would give for 64 degrees, have that motorcycle back out on the road, right?
what?
That
See,
man's
that's
freezing.
that you guys. That's why I don't see how people live in northern climates like that during the severe cold snaps. I mean, y'all are bad enough, but then you go further north up into Canada, and some of
Yep.
the stories I've heard with the really, really low temperatures, it's how you can power houses where they don't just freeze up anyway.
Like you lose power. Yeah. Now, Phantom? What are you trying to do? I'm the one that's enabling. Now you're gonna get me in trouble with my wife if I go buy one of these. Yeah, the prices they did go down. Yeah, they used to be a lot more expensive.
Mark's going to have a second job. He's going to be a caterer now.
Yeah. What's this package that showed up? Yeah, it was tough enough hiding that Enterprise, right? So, but yeah.
With all of your collectibles, you could just say, "Honey, you never noticed that before."
Yeah, she probably
You could
would.
probably get away with it.
Well, this ship is tough to. Let me turn the lights on it. But yeah, this one is something that is much tougher to hide. The new Playmobil Enterprise. So I got to get my video out this week on that. But
Ooh.
I think you've seen that, right, Nick? Or I
Which
think I've shown
one?
that when you're. I'll let me turn the lights on here. I got to turn it on.
Oh, the ship that you got.
The ship, the big ship, yeah, yeah.
Yes.
It's
I
powering
seen
up
it.
now. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll take Iron Man off of here. Yeah, that's kind of big. That one's really not something that you can you can say. Oh, I didn't notice that. I mean, you can't really tell how. I mean, it's covering up the whole window basically. So.
Well, Mark, did you ever approach her about my idea about using it as a table prop and use as a snack dish?
I'm going to try that next week just to see how. And then you do have an extra bedroom for me. That's correct, you said?
Yeah, actually, yeah, we do. We'll take you in, and then you can barbecue all the time. We'll bring you in as our chef. How about that?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
After tomorrow, I'll have a spare bedroom, Mark. So
yeah.
Hey, but look, I'm talking. Go ahead, Steve.
I was going to say there's a lot of events that happen here in Vegas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm just talking about multitasking, making something multi-purpose. I mean, why not be a night? It's a talking piece candy dish.
Yeah, and the Phantom's got a great idea here. Yeah, you need a concession stand for your museum.
There you go.
That'd be awesome.
And you need Clobby to be your voice.
Not me.
Throughout the whole museum too. So
yeah. That'd be cool. Yeah.
I'd like to do that. Well, I do it. This weather sucks, man. I wish we'd get some cold weather like you're all getting.
What's you've had it pretty hot down there, right?
Yeah, it's 59.
yeah, actually this last week it's been pretty warm during the days. Yeah, it's been not winter. I mean, we joke that we have no winter. I mean, you get a couple days, that's about it. We go from, if you can even call it fall, into spring. That's we have no season.
Warming up again, right?
You're in northern Florida, Dad man?
Yeah. Well, and what's odd is because see you wouldn't want it any other way because the town where I am, there's a lot of bridges. And so 1989 at Christmas, and it was Christmas Day, we actually had snow.
Wow.
I mean, you would have thought it was a blizzard. There are pictures of it. But for you guys, it was like maybe a quarter inch to half an inch, if that. But down here, everything was paralyzed. Cars were in the ditches for days. I mean, it really shut the whole town down. So we don't do well with the cold. And then when it's cold precipitation, it gets even worse.
In Virginia, they just had
I saw that
snow, and people died from it.
Well, there were numerous cars stuck on I-95, the main interstate, state north and south in Virginia. That was crazy. I mean,
that's insane. Yeah, people are trying to blame the incoming governor, who's not even been sworn in.
Not
yet.
in office.
But in 90 miles north of here at Tahoe, they have something like 9 feet of snow.
Yeah, because if you're in Vegas, like that's what my buddy who lived in Vegas years ago was like. I'm like, but Justin, you won't be able to ski anymore. He's like, what are you talking about? I can just drive from Vegas or just hop on a plane or, cheap flight. It's like, and I got better skiing out here than we do in Vermont. It's like, as my dad said when he came from Switzerland to ski the first time, and my dad was like 5'8". Well, he said he was taller, but say 5'8", 5'9", and he bought like 220s because that's what he used back in Switzerland because you were skiing above the tree line there. So he gets he said the first time he went skiing here, he's like, "Who the fuck put all the trees on the ski slopes?" You know, he's talking about his buddies. He said he almost killed himself. You know, with like plus you didn't have the shape skis like you did now. Like the first time I ever skied with those shape skis.
Yeah,
it's like holy crap. It's
well, you know, because there have been famous cases of people running into trees skiing. So you know, it's
Sonny Bono.
Sonny Bono.
Yeah. Of course, back then there were no helmets, and you know this was in the '60s when he was skiing, so it was the tech and the gear was a lot different. But he was like
Sonny Bono.
That guy killed skiing. Yeah.
No, he died in the 80s.
In the 80s.
No, I think he's talking about his dad back in the 60s.
Yeah, but
right.
back in the 60s.
Sorry.
Sorry, bad segue, but yeah. So when he was doing this, it was in the 60s. Of course, no one ever wore a helmet, or the trails probably were never. You know, it was pretty primitive skiing back then. So when he was coming back, the skis fell off his car, so he took them back, and there was a guarantee on it, like the ski rack broke or something that was on the car. So he's like, and by the way, can you get me a smaller size while you're at it? It's like, yeah, I told you those were too big.
Hey, I have a car. I have a car.
Well, hopefully Steve will be back so we can hear the rest of that story. Yep.
Well, I'll jump in real quick with that. I like the thing about the interstates. We went north one Christmas up to the Cincinnati area. So Mrs. is like freaking out. Like, we need packs of thermals. We need water in the car, all this stuff. Because if you drive in the car, the snow and not getting caught out on the road. Well, I watch the weather all the time, so I know what things are. And I tried to tell her, look, I don't drive in snow. I know my limitations. I would not even try that. What I want to do is drive up there, check in the hotel, and get snowed in. And then go nowhere else. We have everything in the hotel, and then we wait till it melts off, then go. That's my plan, but, and of course, when we went, guess what? It was like a heat wave up there. It was in the coldest on the whole trip was in Spartanburg, South Carolina. And it
wasn't bad, right?
Not even close to snowing up there, so.
Yeah. Well, this is cool. RK says I can ski backwards as quick as most go forward, and yes, on purpose. I take pictures of friends while doing it. That's pretty cool.
Wow, talented.
I just hope they warn you if there's a tree on the way or something, God forbid. Yeah. Well, that's why, Nick, I think we should do Hot Dog the movie, or maybe for Toxic Tuesday. I don't know if Nick has seen that.
Hot Dog? I have not.
Oh, God, that is a totally toxic movie. I don't know if it would get by the censors today, but the funny thing was there was a really fun nude scene in there, cute, and that was back in the 80s when they actually had nude scenes. So like my friend, we were all pretending to be, I guess you had to be 17, so most of us were 16, and my friend had a Translux Cinema pass to get into every Translux Cinema for free because his grandfather was on the board, or I don't know, owned part of the company or something. So whenever he tried to use that, they would always card, like, well, show me your ID or whatever, because then he'd get in for free. So we didn't get in to see Hot Dogs, so we're teasing him. We always tease him, like he missed like the really, like he had to go back out and then ask someone to, like, say that you're my dad or something, or let me in with you. And we always tease him, like, oh, he's like, what did I miss? So like, oh, you missed so and so getting naked. No, you're teasing me, right? And like, no, you missed it. You totally missed it. Yeah, but that's a toxic movie. You guys anyone seen Hot Dog the movie?
I've heard of it. I have not watched it.
I've heard of it.
All right, that's a homework assignment.
I am going to bow out. I have to get up early in the morning and sign 1 million papers for this house.
All right, buddy. Well, good luck, man.
Congrats on the house. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I've got it. I've already got it.
Well, congrats. Yep.
Thank you.
You can do it.
And you have to wear the other glasses to the closing.
I need to take Maddie with me.
Yeah,
yes, you do.
Actually, the lender said that. He said,
yes.
After closing.
After I told him about the saving the $200 a month here, and that the woman
put those glasses back on. Wait, I got to screenshot you.
I'm gonna put them. Yeah, here we go. Okay.
You ready? 1, 2, 3, smile. And I got it. All right, this is perfect. Yep. So we're doing a screenshot. Yep.
This better?
Yeah, no, that was good.
No, the other one's better.
Yeah, no, those are good.
The other ones are better. Nick, these fit my 17-month-old daughter as well.
Isn't that funny how that happened? No, dude. I relate to that. I relate.
That's
to that
the look.
hard.
They fit her. See that little girl right there? She can wear these glasses.
Oh, she's got
So,
big brains in that head. Yep.
She actually does. She's much smarter than she does. I think I told you this before, and I'll make it quick because I know people are getting sick of hearing Maddie's stories. But
No, you're good, dude.
Never.
Can never have enough Maddie stories.
oh, thank you, gentlemen. You guys are so cool. And this one's a little bit, she wouldn't want me telling this if she were grown up, but so I taught her all Finnish. She knows a lot of sign. I teach her sign language because they can communicate from like 3 months old and on, way before they can talk. She's just starting to learn how to talk. And so I taught her milk very early on. And 3 months on, she was doing milk when she was hungry. And I teach her change. If she wants her diaper changed. But before I got to that, I taught her more. And before I could teach her hungry, she'd wake up in the morning and go more. So this is her sign for hungry now because she beat me to the punch. But she was walking along and all of a sudden she stopped and kind of half squatted for a second and then went, all done. I was like, what does that mean? Oh, time to change. So she takes signs that I teach her and uses them, lateral thinking, uses them in different situations. And Nick, I have I've told this story many times, but I'm just so proud of her because I have a Captain America T-shirt, and one day I was feeding her, and she kept pointing towards the star in the T-shirt, and then pointing towards the cabinets at the other end of the hall, or the other end of the kitchen.
Okay, and what's on the cabinet at the other end of the hall? Is that a shield there?
No, it's her cereal that was star-shaped.
Oh,
And
okay, no, it's good. She's piecing a star together. That's good.
But the embarrassing thing is, I didn't get it. I'm like, that's a star. Oh,
yeah.
Come on, Dad,
get with it.
And after like a minute, she's like, oh, but she's saying, you idiot. Yeah. That's a star. Those are stars. Go get me the star cereal because that's what I want. So, I'm very proud of her.
She's a cutie. Yep.
Yeah, she's so. Klobby and everybody and Dad Man and everybody and Mark are so patient here, sitting through all these stories. But
no, dude, are you kidding me? Come on, man.
Hey, listen, Steve, it's not a problem because I tell you what, before you know it, like my kids, they're adults now. I love hearing stories like that. It's just enjoy it while they're young because it flies way so fast.
Oh yeah,
So,
I mean,
before you know it, you can be paying for college.
Right now has got to be certainly the cutest age because Nick, what I was going to say was my daughter never cries. If I say no, like if she's playing in the garbage or whatever, if I say no, she just turns and goes and finds something else to do. She doesn't throw a temper tantrum or cry or
Interesting.
And she learned bye. So her words are now hi, bye, mom and dad, and car. And around Christmas time, we were watching a Muppet Christmas Carol. Great movie. My favorite line is, Mr. Cratchit, let's deal with the evictions for tomorrow. But Mr. Scrooge, tomorrow is Christmas. Very well. Feel free to gift wrap them. But Maddie has taught herself to get off the bed because we watched. We watched, and so she moved down to the edge of the bed. I guess you can't see the count. Yeah, she moved down to the edge of the bed, and it takes her like a half a minute to get down. She's like, "Bye, Dad." Bye, Dad. Bye, Dad. So, yeah, she's the only child I'm ever going to have, and I'm very, very proud of her. And
that's fantastic.
And that's it. You're sure on that one and done?
Well, I need a woman, so unless you guys have one,
that's still how it's done.
Hey.
So but yeah,
you never know these days, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it's true. You never know.
Never say never again, right?
Yeah.
So Klobby knows how old I am. I'm way too old to be having kids. But
yet here you are.
Yeah, it's true. And here I am, and I got a great one. I mean, everyone it's so weird because like people tell me how cute she is. Like there's a family downstairs with a boy who's about 14 years old. And he said, "Oh, your baby's so cute," and I just couldn't believe it. Like and then my neighbor, her boyfriend comes along with the always wears the wool cap, and the hoodie. and he's got the pierced lip and the tats everywhere. And he said, "That's the cutest baby I've ever seen." I thought he was going to try and kidnap her or something, but the guy was just, yeah. So she's best thing has ever happened to me, and I know I talk about her way too much, but you guys are very generous and allowing me.
Dude.
Well,
Nah,
one day I'm gonna probably upload clips because she's just so much fun. She starts laughing for no reason. The baby we used to have the best babysitter, and Maddie, when she would be feeding Maddie would grab her pinkies and start clapping her hands together. So she's got a spoon in one hand and clapping her hands, and Maddie's laughing hysterically. Like I said, when I take her out in the mornings and it's freezing cold out, not today, but Vegas gets freezing cold. She goes from the nice warm, and I step outside. She feels the cold. She goes, I'm like, wow, why would an 18-month-old or 17-month-old laugh at the cold weather? So
it's the little things, man. They're taking all in these little things in the world. It's a big thing for them.
Yeah, things you wouldn't notice. Yeah,
that's one thing about being an older dad that I really appreciate, especially after having seen all my friends go through this stuff years before. Is that I know to like pay attention to stuff, and I watch all the stuff that that she does, and I film. I've got 3,000 pictures and videos of her that won't above what iCloud will take, because I take pictures and videos of her every day because she just does something. And if she were here right now, she'd be waving hi, saying hi to Mark. And then when she wants to leave, or she wants you to leave, she'll start saying bye.
Yeah,
bye.
But before
and
you
that's
go,
a big thing. The technology, though, is a big thing because mine, it was always VHS video or pictures and stuff like that. It's so much easier with a phone now. And now I try to take video of them, and they hate it. They keep yelling at me to turn it off. So,
that's a really good point, because like Clobby, Clobby's son is years old, and you weren't able to get, like, probably not, I imagine, recordings of his voice when he first started talking, right? Because there was no, unless you had a Super 8 camera or something.
No. I mean, you just couldn't.
I know with ours,
There's no
wasn't
way, man.
around. I mean, you're lucky if you had a camcorder, but that stuff
it's
also
much more
deteriorates
rare,
over
yeah.
time. So,
Yeah,
much
so
rarer.
now it would be a grainy.
oh, the best one was a phone ring that I had once, and of course, I personally hate the phone system, the whole racket about buying and upgrading phones because they stopped supporting them all. The best ringtone I ever had was my oldest, who was probably about 6 at the time, was "Daddy, answer the phone. Daddy, answer the phone." And I was like, I never wanted to get rid of it, but when the phone died,
you didn't have it saved anywhere else?
Mark,
That's
I
bad.
didn't know what to do, and I didn't know back then. I don't think the phones would bring it forward because it was that long ago. Because
You could have
technology
re-recorded it somewhere else, but yeah, that's okay.
Yeah, but
I would have helped you do it. Yeah, well, before Steve goes, I got to play this clip for him.
Absolutely.
So here we go.
Slightly less well known is this: never go in against a Sicilian when death is on the line.
The best Irish
clip
Sicilian ever. Yeah. So
for you, yep.
Yeah, and by the way, as I've said before, if any of y'all get a chance to meet him, he comes to a con near you, go meet him. He's a great guy. Carrie Elways is a great guy. Who's the guy that played Humperdinck? Christopher Sarandon, great guy. And you will enjoy talking to them. So if they come to a con near you. So thank you everybody for indulging me and listening to all my stories about Maddie.
Cool,
Thank you
man.
for being here. Appreciate it.
Yeah, bro. Have a great night, man. Good luck with everything tomorrow, buddy.
Thank you. It's all set. 9:00. I'm signing the papers, and we're moving.
Woo!
That's why I got all these boxes. The happiest thing is I can get rid of these boxes because I've had them for years. Because I always thought, I'm going to keep these. I'm going to buy a house soon. And then
you had them all saved up.
I'm so happy for you. That feeling of opening those boxes. When I moved with my girlfriend last year, I had these boxes of stuff that were just in boxes for years, and I finally opened them up. It was just like it's a whole new world, man. I'm happy for you.
I found stuff I didn't even know I had.
Oh.
That happens to me all the time too.
I bet it happens to Mark all the time. Oh,
Was that a bayonet?
Conan sword? Oh no, it's a sai.
That's not okay.
It's Electra time.
Mm. Well, just make sure you save a room for Mark in case he needs it. So
Yeah.
I'm sorry sorry I had to unplug for that, but yeah. So yeah, I'm very excited, and I found my Shazam DVDs. So that was
Oh, nice. Yep.
that was my
You had
thing.
the new- You have the new Blu-rays too, or the?
No, I just got the
the
I'm
new-
talking about the TV show Shazam.
I think
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
talking about the show.
Yeah.
Yeah,
'Cause that's what got me into all this.
Yeah, the Saturday morning show, live action. Yep.
Yeah,
But they came out with did they just redid those? Did they put them out on Blu-ray now, or can you buy
they
them on
did.
Blu-ray?
Yeah,
or-
they digitally enhanced them, and they look really good, but they're more expensive. They have cover art by Neil Adams. So yeah, and this is what got me into this whole thing, because I was a kid who didn't know anything. I think I'd probably seen Batman and Superman, but didn't really understand it, when I was a little boy. And then Shazam came out, and for Christmas that year, I got a Shazam comic book.
Ooh.
And I was like, "Wow, they make comic books of this? Doesn't look the same."
Yep.
And then the Incredible Hulk came on, and because of don't share my date.
That's one of my
data,
old buddies. Yep.
Yeah, you mentioned that. Yeah, Billy Batson in a Winnebago worshiping an upside down calendar covered in Christmas. Oh yeah, the Eternophone. Oh, Elders Fleet and Strong. Yeah. Yeah, it's so funny. I don't share my data because I met those two guys, and Claudia and Mark now. I became friends with the second guy to play Captain Marvel, who must be like 6'4" or something. I took a picture. I'm 6'1".
Wow.
I'm standing on my toes. But the guy that plays Billy Batson, nicest guy in the world. He will let you sit and talk with him all day, but he's about 5'4", 5'5". He's a tiny little guy. And on the first day,
that works for the show then too, right? Because
it does. But he's also a prankster. And when John Davey, who was as Clobby knows, he was not Sugar Ray. I keep saying Sugar Ray. Smoke and Joe Frazier's sparring partner. It's like 6'4". He was a Marine. And on the first day on the set, they're pranking him and dropping stuff on his sand on his car or something. I'm like, this guy is literally twice your height.
Yeah, don't
Why
mess
would you
with
do that? But yeah, but to this day, Shazam has a special place in my heart because I was a fat kid in a family that has a lot of heart disease. So had Shazam not gotten me into comic books, and comic books got me into the Incredible Hulk TV show and learning that you could make your muscles bigger by lifting weights, because I thought you were just born that way. I might have died by heart disease by now. So
wow.
So it's really special to me. So yeah, that's
Almighty
why
ISIS also got us to exercise too, right? Got our heart
for
rate
a different, completely different reason. Yeah, yeah. Speaking of people who've died recently, these last 2 years,
unfortunately, yeah.
Joanna Cameron, and then
Bob Saget died today.
Saget.
I'm sure everyone heard that news by now. But
I'm sure I'm sure
sad.
one of the networks was planning a huge birthday party for Betty White at 100 years old.
Yep.
Oh,
actually, when we went to watch either No Way Home or one of the more recent movies, they were promoting an independent event through that big. It's the one that does Fathom Events, was out promoting a one night event for her 100th birthday, and they had all these actors and all lined up for it. So that's supposed to be later this month, and they may still have it as a retrospective now, but they were going to do something big for the actual birthday live, I think.
Yeah, Hungry Boy. They actually created that character because the creators of Archer were fans of Shazam, and so they created that character for Michael Gray, the guy who played Billy Batson. Yeah, because I actually, oddly enough, where I work now, one of the co-creators used to work with me.
Nice.
He did that for a while now, and then he, he's got another gig that he's making, which I can't talk about, mainly because he hasn't told me. But he's got a gig that he's doing. He's creating something for Cartoon Network too. So it's a very small world. ISIS, Yes, there are ISIS videos, Phantom Outsider. You can get I think you can get the DVDs. I
At
think you
one
can.
point they were out of print, I think, or when she passed away, we're pulling them up on the screen. But usually you can find them. There's other, there's companies, there's ways to find them, even if they're out of print. There's always eBay, but they did release them. Yep.
One thing that was interesting is because there seemed to be more fans for ISIS, which makes sense because Joanna Cameron was quite a beautiful woman. But I'm gonna have to ask John Davey because I see all these clips with Joanna Cameron standing next to him, and she's almost as tall as he is. And like I said, he's got to be 6'3" or 6'4". There's no way she was that tall. So I'm wondering if she walked around like on a platform or something, But anyway, but thank you again, everybody. I'm gonna go and get ready, go sleep, so I can be up in time to sign all these papers and read them all. So
have fun and congrats again. And
thank you, gentlemen.
Yep.
Yeah, dude. Take care, Steve.
Klobby, one of the
bro.
I work with an engineer who's from Venezuela. He's a rabid Saints fan.
Oh wow,
he's got Saints. He's got Saints. Yeah, that's what I said. I said, "Why are you?"
He's sad today.
What do you? Well, he's sad all the time. I mean,
we've had our success. No, actually, we've had our success. We got a big one. We got a Super Bowl.
You got a Super Bowl. That is true.
Yeah,
and that's
true. Not many people can say that. I tried to warn everybody. I said, don't get your hopes up because once the number 9's gone, it's over. So they were lucky to even be have a shot today
in the running. Right?
Yeah, it's a shame they had to rely on our hated Rams. So it's almost. But I felt bad for them, especially after winning. Later, bro.
I'm heading out. But before I go, hail Darius Munchausen.
Hey, Darius.
I hope I pronounced that right. Hope I don't butcher your language. Have a good night, gentlemen. Have a good rest of the stream. You got all these great guys, so I know the stream is going to be awesome. So.
Take care, Steve. Yep.
Take care,
good, Steve.
Good. Yep. Take care. Yep. Hail to Darius. Thank you for joining us.
Darius Munchausen.
That's really a great name. That's
I know, right?
Yeah,
it really is a great name. I love it.
Does anyone remember Electro Woman and Dyna Girl?
Yep.
Klobby does, I'm sure.
Oh yeah.
That was a live action show. Yep, and they actually
Sid and Mari Croft.
They actually brought that back on Netflix. We won't mention that. I don't think it was that good. It didn't get much press. Yep. So, yep. Good night, Steve. Yep.
Why can't you hear me, dead man?
Speaking of Netflix, after I finished Cobra Kai. Oh, dead man.
Oh, maybe it's a stream.
Sorry, Nick,
I can hear. I can hear.
I can hear you loud and clear, dude.
Go ahead, Nick. Then I'm not.
Yeah.
I can hear you and Mark, but I can't hear Klobby. I can go out and come back in and just check.
Yeah, maybe try that, man. Yeah,
I'll do that. I'll be back in just a second. It's happened on other streams before. It's strange when it happens, so I'll go out and come back in.
Yeah, you can't hear another person. Yeah.
That's
it's a cone of silence. Yeah,
I know, right?
Times is a cone of silence.
Once I finish Cobra Kai, I want if I start that Arcane show. I've been hearing a lot of good things about Arcane.
I heard that's good too. Yeah,
and even the critical drinker gave it the drinker recommends stamp of approval. And I know one of the few things he gave the stamp of approval besides that in 2021 was obviously No Way Home as well. So I'm like, okay. I see it, and I'm like, wow, it's just really crazy that we're in this time where we're having all these things come out that it's just really, really enjoying it. I can't wait for my Afterlife Blu-ray to arrive because I'm gonna watch the hell out of that. And me and my girlfriend, we've already talked. We're gonna have many nights where we're just gonna eat a bunch of pizza and just watch Afterlife over and over again. So we're excited for. I'm a Target guy, so I do the photo book editions for my movies when I buy them in the physical format. I like the photo because I know a lot of the guys like to steal books from Best Buy, but I'm the photo book guy from Target. So
yeah, the photo books are nice. Yep.
Yeah. Big fan. I
just got these for Christmas, so I got.
What'd you get?
I got Terminator 2.
Oh, nice.
4K. So everything's got to be 4K now. So
wow.
And so of course I own 3 different versions of this, and of course I got the original
Oh,
Ghostbusters. I shouldn't say originals. I
yeah.
just got Ghostbusters 4K. So, yeah, and also I got Back to the Future. It's back there too. But where's Back to the Future?
Dude.
But the
Dude.
4K, and the one thing that I noticed too, I love music and audio, but
Yeah.
one of the bigger improvements I think is the sound on these discs.
Ooh,
Either the
dude.
remix or their
Mark.
I think that makes a big difference in the quality of the movie. So
I don't know if you caught this on the comic shop talk, but I was showing off this guy I got for Christmas.
That's awesome.
Dude.
I love that.
Dude.
Is that retro or is that new?
This is re-release retro.
Re-release.
It's a re-release. But dude, I'm happy that I have a Future Doc. I'm just like,
that's cool.
I love Future Doc, so it works out. It just
here, hold them up. I'll make it full screen. Yep.
All right.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah. That's nice. Yeah. I love those glasses he's got.
That's
yeah.
awesome.
Oh, I know, right, Marty?
It's your kids.
It's
your
kids.
It's your kids. Yeah.
Oh, dude, I know. I gotta put that up on the wall behind me because the wall is starting to grow now.
Yeah, you're getting the wall going. You're catching up to me slowly.
Yeah, right. I got the drawings now coming in too. Like the children doing their own little drawings. Like
those are the best. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I even got one of them's hooked on Dogman. I'm gonna see if if you look to right here, she really loves Dogman. That's like
cool.
The same writer who does Captain Underpants. That's his other story. So she loves Dogman. Put a bunch of Hello Kitty stickers. The one that she put a flower on. So yeah, it's kind of what's been going on. So
nice.
Yeah, but it's been good though so far. Yeah. No, it's nice when they're all coming. They're like, hey, can we add to the wall? I'm like, yeah, let's go nuts with it. Yeah, please, let's add to the wall.
Yeah, exactly. You find more space,
From when they're kids, I have some in the basement or all over, and then my wife's like, I'm going to throw these out. And like, can't throw any of this stuff out.
No.
It's like,
I take them work.
Artwork. Yeah,
I take them to work and put them all around the office. So it's you can't throw those things away. You just make more room for them.
Yeah, that's all you do. You just make more room for it. Like, dude. Oh, Mark.
Yeah, so here's the.
Mark.
Hey, can I ask you a question about the DVDs, though?
Yeah.
The debate we have, my wife I've told you, is like collecting all kinds of physical media as much as she can at thrift stores and stuff like that. But the big debate we have is I don't care between widescreen, full screen, but she is adamant about getting full screen as much as possible. Do you have a preference?
Well, widescreen. You don't want it edited. You don't want it clipped. So full. It depends on the term, but 16:9 or widescreen, or you want the bars on the screen, not clipped. So anyone that's in a movies never wants the movie edited. Like Gone with the Wind was 4:3. A lot of old Hollywood movies. I don't remember the cutoff date, but in the 50s they were all 4:3. And then I think when TV started to get popular, don't remember the exact dates, but then they came out with widescreen as a way to compete with with home TV. So think of it like people in Hollywood were like, oh, no one's going to go to the movies again, right? They can just watch their box at home. And people have been predicting that for a long time. But yeah, so you want and here I don't know what they say on here, like they would say like full screen.
Yeah, full screen. Yeah, because she's been disappointed sometimes when she gets one and she's like, okay, I'll take it, even though it's full screen. She likes the widescreen with the you said.
They don't do that anymore because the format of the TVs are 16:9. So, but any movies, it's sacrilege when they clip the. I mean, like even like a comedy like The Simpsons was a big controversy because they were putting them up on Disney Plus, and they were clipping them and they were enlarging the screen and making them widescreen. They're like, well, you're missing the top and bottom of the cartoon. Show it with the bars on the side. It's okay. Until you did, yeah.
Because she showed me that once you get a more complete view of everything, you're not missing out. I didn't realize there was a difference. So, but then again, she's my IT department.
Yeah,
all that stuff is up to her. I just sit there and watch.
you just listen. Yeah, so Hungry Boy son used to watch a lot of Italian horror movies and Godzilla much wider than 4:3. Yeah, so when you're watching, when everyone's TV was 4:3, but even back then, would want VHS tapes widescreen. Of course, you had the bars, and of course the TV was almost the size of my iPad, basically, right? When you think about it, with or twice, 13-inch TV, so it was a hell of a lot smaller, but. It just wasn't cut off. So
this reminds me when DVDs were the hot thing in the neighborhood, and there's the whole widescreen and full screen thing. As just and I liked widescreen looked better, but obviously when I'm a kid, at 14, 15, I couldn't just go out and get a TV the way I wanted to then because they were all a freaking $1,000. But I had to submit to the full screen TVs that my parents had. But man, I'm just gonna buy a bunch of DVDs, and one day I hope I can use them for the widescreen. And now, I saved most of them, and now I can do that. It took a long some point to get there, but it feels great.
And now you can buy widescreen TVs in the grocery store and check out for $150.
Oh
right?
Yeah, no big deal. My last TV I got in the main room. I saw it. I was with my children shopping around. I'm like, oh, hey, look, girls, let's get that TV. They're like, yeah. I'm like, yeah, let's get the TVs. And, the rest was simply history, man. It's great.
Bad Man's checked in from the Twitch side.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He's twitching out.
So I got someone on the Twitch. Yeah,
mostly with my daughter on her channel over there.
Yep. Yeah, well, here's Ang's channel. Yep, I alphabetized my YouTube list. I finally figured out how to do that in Google Docs. So,
well, what does she go by on Twitch? Mrs. Daughter Man Walking.
He's got to show Angelo.
Oh, Angelo. I was gonna say she's got her own name.
Oh yeah. What she created on her own, we had no clue about, and then it wasn't until she got affiliated when she came to her mom asking for her social security number. We're like, "What are you doing?" And
I need my social security.
She's got over 550 followers now. It's
good.
Build it all on her own, and it's just mostly gaming and that stuff. So, and Mark's a great supporter, and we appreciate Mark and Clobby for shouting her out.
A sub, I use my Prime sub. Yeah. So if anyone has Amazon Prime, you can use your sub. Yep.
That's why I was laughing about the baseball talk earlier, because we did our podcast today and we talked football, soccer, and American football. So it was funny. Great sports day, Mark. Thank you.
Yeah. So you can go to the supermarket, buy your beers, get your ingredients for chili, and walk out with a 55-inch TV at the supermarket. Right?
And I think I hear Clobby now.
Oh,
you hear Clobby? So. Good.
Yeah.
Hear me now?
Yes. Yay.
That was kind of weird there. Maybe it was something to do with this co-host thingy.
I
don't know, man.
I have no idea. I've actually had it where I could not hear a host. I could hear all the guests, and I had to just keep going out, coming back in. So it's like my wife always tells me, she's like, just turn it off, turn it back on. Rule 101 for computer problems. Did you shut it down and restart?
It's amazing how much of that's solves the problems, Dad. Man,
yeah.
She is right that usually guys like us, we always think it's something far more complicated when usually 9 times out of 10 it's something far more simpler.
Yeah, it defies logic that something so simple could fix it. Because you're like, why did it even happen to begin with? You think it's going to take a magical solution. It's so funny. We've had some debates about that. I know Mark's an IT guy anyway. She looks at me and I asked the dumbest questions, and she's like, looks at me and says, "How do you function at work?" And I'm like, "Well, we have an IT department, so."
Well, the missus got a new iPhone today. She left me from my Android. She's jumped ship to the joys of iMessage and not being a blue check mark or whatever the heck it is. So, and I was trying to set everything up for her. So it took me that's why when you were I was in the Twitch stream with Ang today, and then I was working with her, and I'm trying to answer the question. She's like, "Pay attention to me, not the."
Oh gosh, I'm sorry, Mark.
That's all right. Yeah. So I was trying to set up her phone. It took a few, and then her text messages didn't transfer over, and so I had to buy an app. And I finally there was a good app I found that actually worked really well. Transferred those all over, but the difference between I hate iOS, but I shouldn't. I guess I should. She told me to stop ragging on it. But
So
I'm so used to Android.
You're an Android guy? Okay.
I do have an iPad, but for the phone.
Mm-hmm.
And it's funny, like no, iOS is copying all the Android features that are really cool, like widgets on the screen and not having every icon on your desktop. And there's a ton of features now that iOS is adopted from Android. But I know it's too true. Like when you're used to something and you switch it, I don't care what it is, it's just gonna annoy you either way. So it's like I want it. An Android is a stupid thing, but you could just have a blank on your screen, for your homepage. You can just have, you don't have to have a spot for your icons. Like you can have a gap, basically, is what I'm trying to say. And iOS, it always tries to pull them all together. So that, reorganize. I don't have a blank, an icon that's missing a spot, but like always, tries to put them in order. It's like, it drives me crazy. It's like, I want to be disorganized. Yeah.
The help you didn't ask for,
Yep.
You're messing up my filing system. Yeah.
Or my buddy Geoff is saying, did you change the batteries in your mouse and keyboard? Yeah, that's a good one too. I remember where the tech support person was on the phone with someone for hours, and finally said, "Well, they couldn't get the computer to turn on," and then she keeps like, "Well, I keep pressing the button, it doesn't turn on." And he's like, "Well, what's happening in the office? Like, you have power in the office?" Like, "Oh no, the power went out hours ago, but you said I had a surge protector." Person was like going crazy. Like, it's gonna go on.
It's crazy. You talk about your wife with the iPhone. Well, the missus is making the steps today to get the new wonderful computer today. She was talking to our friend Ash about things, prices, and stuff like that. So
we'll check with me too. I'd be glad to help her.
We definitely will do that. So
how's Ash doing? We haven't talked to Ash in a long time.
He actually was on our my podcast today with my daughter today. We had him on talking about football, and of course we enjoyed the soccer, his version of football, our version of football. He's doing really, really good. We see him quite often. He streams over with Amanda Gillum on Tuesday nights with me and on a podcast. And, he plays Fortnite with us quite a bit, in the family. He's almost become like our adopted son from overseas. So
Nice.
a really great guy. And he's so smart and knowledgeable. And, he's doing well, Clobby.
Excellent.
Thank
you, Darius, for following on the Twitch side. Appreciate that.
It was great to hear him talking on our stream today, because he really... I didn't know he knew so much about soccer, because he's not a sports guy, but it was very smart guy. He's doing well though. I'll pass the word along.
Yep. We miss him.
I don't think I don't think you have a choice growing up there, right? You're gonna hear about soccer whether you like it or not.
That's for sure.
But it was awesome. It was great. It was great to hear him talk a lot, because he knows a lot. So
no, he does. When he speaks, when he speaks on what he knows. He really is very knowledgeable. It's nice to hear that he's still at it and going. He definitely was not a come and goer. He's here. He's just on a few detours, and that's all right.
And he knows he needs it. He's talking about trying to get more regular with the streaming. But we love to have a thing debating the new Star Wars stuff. And especially about Darth Maul's survival. We have some interesting debates with that. We get reined in by other people, because we can, not that we're yelling at each other, but we can go on and talk about it for hours. But it's an interesting discussion to have. But you know what I will say, even in something like that though, he always challenges me on some points that I've not considered. I've actually, if anybody could get me to think or consider the other side, he's one of the few that can, because he's very smart and well reasoned and makes good arguments.
Yeah, well, no, he's a great.
But I'm still old and stuck.
There's no one can make a good argument. I love him, but you can't make a good argument for Disney Star Wars still.
Well, like I said, almost. They can always get me to think, but I'm stuck. I'm old.
We'll see. Here's the thing. I've been trying to like personally, I have had no interest in watching the Book of Boba Fett at all. I just don't care. Especially after I was actually one of the defenders of the Mandalorian. But after what happened with the Gina situation, I can't get myself to care. The only reason I've even seen 10 minutes of it is because my girlfriend wants to watch it, and she doesn't understand this world as much as I do. So she just kind of sees it as a show. And even she was just kind of eh. And now once again, she's more in that sense more normie compared to me. Even though she's not really a normie, but compared to me, she may as well be. But I just the little bit I saw, I'm like, oh, I can't do it. And I trust me. Like I say, if I'm one of the defenders of the Mandalorian, I'm defending. That's like saying, all right, Nick, you're defending Disney Star Wars when you're defending the Mandalorian. I put my name to that, and I did, and I don't regret that. Here I am, and I'm like, no, I don't want my name near this. I don't want to even breathe near this. Yeah.
And see, I almost think to some degree I should watch it before I comment on it specifically. The Book of Boba Fett, if I get specific.
Should, yeah.
But the problem I have is, at least from what I know already from clips that they've released, I start from a premise that I can't get the Boba Fett out of my mind from the expanded universe versus what I'm seeing and what I'm hearing.
You've already assumed correctly then.
And right there is like the stopping point for. I mean, it's
a lot of people like it, man. So I can tell you that.
And that's fine, but it's not.
I think it's middling.
Star Wars,
I think it's middling right now. I mean, I think people are trying to say that Boba Fett's not as batshit crazy as they imagine him from the EU. But of course, he's never been on Disney Star Wars. He never really did anything, right? He fell into the Sarlacc pit and got his ass kicked. In the Clone Wars, his dad got his head chopped off in about 30 seconds.
Well, one of the first things that gets to me is right there is because you got to have an actor that's got to have his flipping face shown all the time. They didn't take their helmets off like that, the Mandalorians. Yep. And that was a very guarded thing. And right there, I want to see the helmet on, not an actor's face. And those are like almost deal breakers for me. It may seem small, but it's a big issue, at least for me. I don't know what you think about that, Nick.
No, I hear you. I'm actually one of those guys too. It's just like, dude, put your ego to the side for more than 5 minutes. Stop worrying about having your face be seen. You have the opportunity of your life to be a Star Wars character. Get over it, suck it up, learn to be creative with your acting, and just embrace the role that you're given. I mean, James Earl Jones, and obviously he was just the voice, but you had an actor who was the body and one who was the voice. Be Darth Vader for nearly 3 whole movies, and yet it's probably one of the most iconic roles, not just for villains, but in movie history, period. And we saw literally no actual facial expressions.
Right. Because you had another man, David Prowse, wore the suit. Well, but look at the classic, the real Boba Fett, Jeremy Bullock. You never saw his face. I mean, granted, there were limited scenes.
He had.
Yeah, exactly.
It shows you that whole spiel about the whole but my face is just. It's BS. It's just like, yeah, sure. There obviously there's instances where it can help. I would be glad to concede to that. But to act like you can't do anything without it is just it's just a lie.
I mean, you get to see Darth Vader's face, but only for a few seconds, which made it all the cooler, right? When he's in the Bacta tank and it's like, boom, and you see him, and that when you don't see the monster,
one of the most impactful scenes was in Empire Strikes Back when Admiral Piet came in and all you saw was Vader in the meditation chamber, the back of that head with the bald scar, and you're just waiting for it to turn so you can see the actual face, but then it drops down with it. Just something like that was a huge,
the helmet comes
like,
down,
oh my gosh, we got that much. What's next? You know?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Prowse's voice, Geoff is right. Yeah, Prowse's voice is not good in that.
Right.
I mean, of course, it's not the, it hasn't been edited or.
Is it anything like the Star Wars Holiday Special? I finally saw that.
Oh, that's horrible. My God. B. Arthur and Art Carney. Oh, my God.
That's so bad, man.
Oh, my gosh. I didn't think it was possible. I thought people were making things up about that.
Yeah,
but it was
hard to believe, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like, oh,
thank God for VHS tapes, because they never released that again. Yeah.
Actually, I think B. Arthur was one of the bright spots. It was just like all the psychedelic, like light stuff. It's just, oh man, I just was, I couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
Instead of Vader,
So Bilbo had an interesting thing. He said he had to put a TV. He was working in an electronics shop on Long Island, a 36-inch analog TV. That was a big ass TV back then, 36 inches. And how do you fit that in a Mazda Miata? So, my God, must have had to put the seat down and go front to back. And one of our good friends, I don't share our data. He's one of our good buddies, Harold, who has a YouTube channel too. I'll post that. We hit a Mazda this week. For years we called it the Miata the Apocalypse. So I guess Hunky Boy is saying that's an Australian joke. Like, you'd be amazed what can be stuffed in the Miata's trunk. So I guess it's some kind of joke in Australia. I don't know, but non sequiturs. But yeah, that's all fun. So we teased my friend who had the Miata. But yeah. Ralph Macho. Yeah, you got to leave a tip. Come on, if someone's guys carrying the TV out to your car.
So a 36-inch TV and a Mazda Miata is I guess a Miata is a small car, right?
Yeah, it's a small 2-seated convertible, kind of like an MG. It's a copy of the British MG, basically, but with reliable electronics, unlike Lucas. It's a Japanese version. Yeah. So
that's funny.
Yeah. Oh, getting stuffed is receiving snow here in Oz. Okay. Well, you got to watch out when you go to different places and cultures. Whatever's in the lexicon there, right?
Phrasing is an important thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Right? Oh, ain't that the truth, man? Seriously, that is something else, man.
You a tired man there.
Just a little honestly.
Bit. Long day, man. I know.
Friday was actually worse. Friday when I finished the comic show, dude. Friday was way worse. Today is actually surprisingly a little easier. But oh god, Friday, dude. When I was done after that stream, I was wiped out. Like, I couldn't even keep my head together. I had to turn off my camera. Because people are, I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna try to keep it together. Let these guys go on for a few minutes, and if I remember anything, then whatever. But oh yeah, no, I'm at least functional. I'm having a glass of Knob Creek, and it's okay. I'm enjoying the conversation.
Relaxing, right? Yep.
You guys, I'm in relaxation mode, so this is perfect.
Chilling,
like an actual
chilling
villain.
And hanging out.
Yes.
Yeah, hanging, bro.
I'm being the villain, and I'll tell you what, man. Guys, so I guess let's have fun with this. How much do you think Sam Raimi bent over for Doctor Strange by Marvel Studios?
Change the story, you think?
As talented as he is, he's definitely not the guy who's got the biggest backbone either. And
no, he's gonna do whatever they tell him to do, man.
And
it's a big gig. At least he looks at it that way.
Oh yeah, and as talented as he is, he will definitely do what they tell him if he needs to.
No,
well, because the third movie, Spider-Man movie, he did not want to have Venom in that. So I wonder how much of that was sabotage. Did he put that Spider Boy dancing scene in there just to piss off the studios, or
I
like
don't
did
know.
he
It
tank?
pissed me off.
Did he tank? Did he tank
It
the
worked on
movie
me.
on purpose, or?
I don't know. It could be
I mean, I
Well,
guess not. But I mean, or
hold on. Are you
at one
talking about
point he didn't care.
Spider-Man 3?
3.
Yeah,
Yeah, that
with
was
Venom.
terrible.
Yeah.
Well, that scene that he did with the dancing, apparently he said that scene had taken 2 weeks to film, and when I hear that it took 2 weeks to film, all I could think is what a waste
Why?
of 2 weeks of your life. Like
Yeah,
I'm one of
terrible.
those guys who values his time. So imagine like spending 2 weeks of your life filming that dancing. And here's the thing, once again, Sam Raimi, he's a fan, he's attached, or at least he has his attachments, we'll say. But if someone above him says this is what needs to be done, he will do it. And it's like he'll do what he wants if there's no interference. But the minute someone above him says otherwise, he doesn't put any fight into it, and that's very unfortunate. Because like, here's the thing, I remember a lot of people were mad when he said he didn't like Venom. I thought, okay, well, he's being honest with that. And then he ends up adding Venom because the studios want him to. And you see and that was the example of what
Yeah.
happens when there's studio interference, because you're taking a guy who's adding a character he's not invested in, and it shows because you don't see, like, Venom just feels so secondary to a story, even though the
Yeah.
symbiote was very important to what was going on.
Yeah.
The concept of Venom it didn't matter. And that's what happens when you put a director with a character he doesn't care about. And it's just like, well, then yeah, I'd rather have him not put in Venom. If he doesn't like him, then yeah, I'd rather have someone who likes the character and say, okay, do this. Because like, I'd even say that with any villain. Like, if there was a director who said, well, I'm not a fan of the Scorpion, so I don't want to add him, that's fine. Okay, if there's a director who takes over the mantle one day and he likes the Scorpion, give him the Scorpion. Don't just have them add these characters just to add them, because yeah, it was obviously just a motive to sell toys, because they just needed to have Venom. It was the third movie.
Yeah.
They knew they were going to get a good first weekend, and that's where the bulk of the money came from anyway. It was that first weekend worldwide, because all the second weekends from the United States to across the planet, it was all a big dip from there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a horrible, horrible movie. And Venom deserves. I know, Clobber Times, you don't like the Venom story.
I don't
that
care
much.
about the character.
Yeah, but I mean, but at least if you're going to do it, do the story justice.
I agree.
I think,
Absolutely.
you know, Raimi didn't want to have Venom kind of shoehorned in, because it was, the most popular, villain of the month, right? Because when did those Spidey films come out? Early '90s, or
Yeah.
Well,
so Venom was a relatively Spider-Man 3.
Yeah,
that was 2020. That was 2007. Was Spider-Man.
Oh, that's right.
3.
Yeah, 2007. All right, so Venom had been out probably 10, but probably I would say probably one of the most popular quote unquote new characters in years at that time would have been Venom. I guess who else was, when you think about it, right? Who in terms of how much people wanted to see and thought was cool and were collecting, and he was in all the Spider-Man cartoons, and I'm trying to think of another character that was anywhere near that kind of popularity, even though he's became like an anti-hero, but in terms of a new creation. So, but Raimi definitely, I from what I'm remembering and reading, he's like, I don't want to add Venom to this movie. It was just didn't need to be in there. So that kind of was just such a horrible shoehorn, because you really could make that you could make that into a trilogy, actually, if you wanted to do it. God, you could start with Spider-Man and the Secret Wars, which I know was just to sell toys, but you could have like a few scenes. You could have a few scenes from that comic book and coming back and being Spider-Man, and then finding about the symbiote, and then you could have the whole Eddie Brock storyline. I mean, or you could make it 2 movies maybe, and then you could have the Fantastic Four in it. That would be awesome if you had Reed Richards making that sonic blaster to shoot Venom off of Parker. I mean, there was some cool stuff in that first initial series.
Well, here's the thing with Spider-Man 3. If you take out the needless Uncle Ben plot for Sandman, I liked everything else about it. I thought it was a great casting. He felt like what I've read about Sandman. He was a thief, trying to get by. Obviously, there was a little bit of a greater motivation with his daughter. And he looked just like the Sandman. I love that he looked like it made me feel like the character was
Yeah, he
coming
looked
to
great.
life.
It was
He
so
looked great.
Yeah.
But they added that needless Uncle Ben
Oh,
plot
I,
to
I,
him,
wanted
which
to, I
they did.
hate that. So that's worse
Yeah.
than the Venom stuff. Go
Yes,
ahead.
and it's just like, why are you doing this? Like, just have him give him his own story to like that doesn't attach to that. And like, I thought the casting was great, and I almost felt like No Way Home was even a little bit of a redemption for him too, for Thomas Hayden Church, because Hayden Church was not the issue with Spider-Man 3. And once again, I thought the
100%,
casting is
yeah.
great. Once again, he looks like the Sandman. And I knew like he enjoyed like playing that character. And I've always fascinated with that character, dating back to like I'd say like late elementary, early middle school. It's just like I remember when I saw that cover of Amazing Spider-Man #4, and seeing that cover, we saw all those panels of the Sandman, and you see what happens when Peter tries to stop him, and he's just a guy made of sand, but he could just pound you with a giant sand fist. I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool. Like a guy who
Yeah.
can turn into sand and beat the crap out of you because he is made of sand. Like it blew my mind. And it just that.
Anakin would hate him.
Oh, I know, right? Like seriously, it's perfect. Like Sandman's such a cool, intriguing character. Like if any, I mean, this is just my opinion, but if in perfect Nick Weiser world, Sandman would have been the only villain of that movie, and I would have been totally okay with it. If you want to introduce
Oh
a symbiote,
yeah. Oh yeah. I agree.
fine. But ultimately, just let Sandman be the villain, and that's it.
Agreed.
Yeah, because you're taking away time. I mean, something like this last movie worked because you kind of know the villains already, but they really didn't have a lot of screen time, and like the Lizard was relegated to a couple of jokes and one more poignant scene, but and thankfully Green Goblin was smashed the helmet and Power Ranger helmet. No offense, Power Rangers fan, I enjoyed watching Power Rangers too, but they really redeemed all those villains, and Jamie Foxx, looked normal. So even the Lizard mate, that was one of his good lines. Like, did you get a makeover? So,
Yeah.
but you can do that once you've established the characters. But if you're just going to do a movie, you can't cram two huge villains in. First time, and you got to tell the origin story, which gets boring too. And they did a great job of making fun of that in the No Way Home. When he's saying, "How did you get your powers?" Oh, I fell into a vat of eels. And
yeah,
Sandman's
that's funny.
I fell into a nuclear. What did he say? I fell into a
Super
nuclear
collider.
Super collider. He's like, yeah, thank
Yeah.
you. And he's like, yeah. And he's like, we got to be careful where you fall, man.
No, dude, that was great because you had them connecting, but you also what I loved is they had Tobey Maguire's Peter be kind of like the elder statesman, and then
Yeah.
you had Andrew Garfield kind of be like the neglected middle brother. So it made them feel like they were their own Peters in a way where they're like, well, I was the celebrated loved one, I was the lesser loved one. So they were very well aware of their parts, how they contributed in terms of the grand scheme of pop culture. And the fact that was acknowledged in that direction was really cool. And I like, and then when you see them together on screen, all three, you can actually tell like it felt like they were having fun together. Like they actually like had a good chemistry there. Like it actually felt like they really all wanted to be there when you watch them all together. And it, like even with the rewatchability factor, it benefits too. Because now that I've seen it a few times in theaters, it benefits from that rewatch, thankfully. And it's just okay, it's gonna be one of those movies I'm gonna be going back to. So and that makes me feel good when I can say this is gonna be a movie that I'm going back to. That's what I want, because that's to me one of the best factors of defining how good is a movie truly on its own merit. Rewatchability, and this is gonna have rewatchability, and it's gonna be a good life when I go home, take off my shoes, get in my pajamas, get the Knob Creek ready. Children are passed out. There's somehow no YouTube stream. Put on No Way Home. See Spider-Man web sling at the end with that badass suit in the snow, like, and that.
Yeah, I got to keep rewinding. I found actually a clip on the YouTube, so I'm sure it's been taken down, or someone
Shit.
filmed it, with their camera, but it was just fun. It was, look, crappy, but it was just fun. I kept rewinding it and watching it in the movie theater. It was like, yes,
I know.
The original
right?
colors work great. I mean,
dude,
you always got to tweak something. I mean, the Spidey suit, it did look cool. I wouldn't say it looked bad, but the original colors blow away that kind of maroon red and that dark blue. It's like we want to have Spider-Man.
I love seeing how bright they were, Mark.
Bright, yeah.
It was awesome to see how bright and shiny they were. And it brought an interesting conversation between me and my brother, because now we're at the point where we're saying, would No Way Home, I'd say it has influences at the very least of being a Christmas movie, because if you look at Michelle Jones's workplace, it acknowledges that it's Christmas. Like, it literally says the word Christmas on the windows of the coffee shop she works at. And obviously, Spider-Man's web slinging during the snow. Well, it's snowing at the end. And then you also have one of the big trees that's hung up only during Christmas time. So we are saying, could this be like maybe a lighter version of a Christmas movie? Because there's definitely aspects of a Christmas movie in there. Yeah. There definitely is influences of that in there.
Or people thought he was going to show up in Hawkeye, or just have him like swing through, or maybe he would have rescued Hawkeye out of the Christmas tree because he got stuck in the. Our Archer got stuck, but my son, when we were watching Hawkeye, is like, "Yeah, Dad, the rumor is Spider-Man's going to maybe at least or swing by, because you see him in that last scene, swinging through Rockefeller Center." But I gotta love that. Yeah, it just looks so good. Yeah. Who was the one with the giant head? I don't share my data is asking. In the Frightful Four?
Mm-hmm.
Who's he asking
I'm not
about?
sure. Or he's not asking about the leader, right? That's not the Frightful Four.
Are you talking about that?
The fright. And they're joking about
there?
Paste Pot Pete.
Paste Pot Pete.
I'm not sure who Geoff is talking about, or maybe the. Let's see if I put the background on. Data, put in what you're thinking there, but yeah, if I show the here's the background now. Yep, not too many giant heads back there, right? Yep. I always love that Spidey hanging upside down with the classic, the classic costume. So we're fine, and the character, spoiler alert if you haven't seen the movie by now, but I think most people have seen it. The character's been reset to where he should be, right? He's out on his own. He's got no money. I wish he still had, Aunt May or Uncle Ben, or I guess, a surrogate, family member. But, they did do this in the comics too. When after Civil War, they Doctor Strange cast that spell so everyone would forget that his secret identity.
Mm-hmm. And I think because of that, sorry to cut you up, I feel like this is worth mentioning. I feel like Strange is going to be the one who pays for the price of what happened in that movie. I feel like Strange is going to be the one. He may not remember what happened, but because once again, the greater the use of magic, the greater the debt comes due. The bill comes due always. It's kind of like with government, not to make it a political thing, but the more like you get from government, eventually they will collect, and I feel like that's the same way with magic. The bill will always come due. And after what happened with Infinity War and Endgame, even though that wasn't time travel, but obviously, there was time travel in Endgame, but that was on Strange's behalf. But there's some bill to collect, and Strange is gonna be the one that probably suffers for it. Whether the movie end up being good will be another story for another day. But I feel like he's definitely going to suffer a serious hit. If he doesn't, then they are truly messing up as far as a storytelling opportunity.
I can see that happening. Yeah. Yep. And he's no longer the Sorcerer Supreme, so Wong's the Sorcerer Supreme. So, and that was one of the things I didn't like about the movie, where Wong just kind of left.
And he never the Sorcerer Supreme, though.
Strange.
If you remember, yeah, he was never it. Even in the first movie, he never was actually given the title proper.
I thought he had it in Avengers Infinity War.
Did he?
Who?
I'd have to
I thought he
rewatch it.
did. I thought he
Strange.
did by
He
that
called
time.
himself that in Infinity War.
Did
I
he?
thought he did.
Okay, so he did.
But either way, like I didn't
No,
like
he
the way
called
Wong-
himself the Master of the Mystic Arts. Actually,
Well, yeah, Matt and Master of the Mystic Arts. And obviously, I don't know if that's the same thing or.
I'm pretty sure that's what he. So yeah,
He
you might
did
be
say
right.
that. He did say that against Thanos. I remember that
Against
part.
the other guy, Thanos'
And,
lackey, whatever the dude.
Oh yeah, the Black Order. Yeah, he
Yeah.
did say that. That was all
Jamal,
part of
yeah.
Infinity War. Yeah, I
Right.
remember that. I don't remember the actual words "Sorcerer Supreme,"
Yeah,
but I
don't
do
know.
remember him saying, "As you're sitting down, the Master of the Mystic
Yeah, but
Arts."
he was though, because remember in the exchange in No Way Home, he said I was, he was bitching at Wong's, like I was the master, the Sorcerer Supreme. Said, yeah, but then you left,
Yeah.
then you disappeared for 5 years. So too bad.
So well, does that mean he reclaims the title, or is he?
No, that's what I'm
this is
saying. He
him-
didn't reclaim it, but he did have it.
He
So he
have
did
it, yeah.
have it. Now I wonder if he's gonna try to reclaim it or not. That's what I want to know because
That'd be interesting. Yeah.
I don't know.
I feel like that would be the only thing that maybe I'm being too logical here, but I feel like that's what would make sense. If we're gonna go by the 5-year thing, and maybe a mixture of the 5-year thing and the bill of magic being a heavy debt that needs to be paid. If those are the two elements that need to be paid forward to make him become Sorcerer Supreme proper. I mean, fine. That is his title.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, but even more than that, the Wong's. Good night, Punk. Well, thanks for hanging with us tonight. Yep. Was I think just his attitude, like Wong's attitude, was like, you're gonna do what you want, and I think you're making a huge mistake. Instead of saying to him like, oh, don't forget there could be repercussions, or I just didn't like that attitude that Wong had. I didn't think it was
go
written
ahead and
well.
do it. Yeah, it's like,
Yeah, it was kind of like F you. Like you wouldn't do that to a friend, right?
Mm-hmm.
You'd have a different conversation with a friend, if someone you didn't like, and then by saying that he was no longer the Sorcerer Supreme by like a technicality, it was like they were setting up some conflict there with those two lines together. So I don't know if I'm overanalyzing or
no, dude. Look, they are purposely writing Strange like a jackass. He was a jackass. I like No Way Home, but he was a jackass in that. And then look at the trailer for the next one. He goes up to Wanda. And he's just like, yeah, well, who cares what you did? I need you, so I don't care that you're an evil murderer or evil woman who tortured the whole town full of people. Come on,
Yeah,
I
see. That's where I'm with Clobbering. I feel like the trailer did more damage than No Way Home actually did, because No Way Home, I had the theory that he was going to do time travel, which ended up not being the case, and I was glad I was wrong. But I feel like the trailer did more damage than No Way Home. If anything, that was the thing that actually did damage, and not No Way Home.
Well, you guys have the comic background with Doctor Strange character. My only reference is from the movies, but I've always sensed from the movies when he has been an arrogant character. I mean, when he was originally the Doctor. So that smirkness or that arrogance does not seem out of character. But what about it could be problematic in your opinion?
For me, that's not fair to answer, because I'll just say nothing, because I don't care about what's being problematic. So I'll let the guys answer that.
Well, I mean, problematic as a fan, as somebody that knows more about the character.
As a fan.
Yeah.
Well, oh boy. The Sorcerer Supreme title is a big one. I will say that. I expect the arrogance. It's part of him, and I think Infinity War was probably so far the best depiction of him yet, because you see this guy who's putting up one of the better fights against Thanos, and you see Thanos actually have some struggle with him because of his amazing amount of power. And I actually do enjoy the first Doctor Strange movie. I do. I saw it in theaters opening night. I bought it the day it came out on Blu-ray. I was I was definitely all in on that movie, and I still go back to it maybe like once a year or so. So I do enjoy his overall character arc, and I feel like I liked in Ragnarok he had the yellow gloves, and that's just the comic fan of me speaking. But I loved his cameo Ragnarok because you see him with the yellow
Yes,
gloves. I'm
I
like,
like that too.
yes, yellow
Yep.
gloves, and
Yep.
it also makes Ragnarok that much more tragic because you see for the things they got right, they got really right, but for the things they got wrong, they got horribly wrong. So it's just like somewhere in there they were doing their homework, but they were being very selective with the homework because of once again the things that they got right, they really got right. So it makes it that much more frustrating of a flick because that strange cameo was well done. The yellow gloves were great, and he had like this very shiny Kirby looking flick. And then you have an actual Kirby flick come out, aka Eternals, and it looks like a Zack Snyder movie. And I don't want to open up that Zack Snyder can of worms, but it looks like a Zack Snyder
It
flick.
does, which is why it's so horrible.
Oh,
One of the reasons, yeah. Horrible movie.
I can't wait to never watch that movie again. And that's saying it really bummed me out because I was getting invested in the original Kirby material before this came out, and I enjoyed it. And now I'm seeing this, it made it that much more trashier after watching it.
Okay.
Yeah, it was it was a bad movie. I mean, even if you get into the politics or whatever you want to call the casting, or it's just a horrible movie. I don't care what you say, no matter what taking all those issues out, or saying you don't think they exist. It's just a crummy movie. I mean, the heroes end up being the villains in the movie in the end. It's you're not even rooting for them because they're basically there to destroy the planet. So it's a real shame. Yeah, it's that they didn't. I mean, the original, we all reviewed it together. The original comics, it's a pretty decent comic. I'm not going to say it's Kirby's best work. I think you guys said that and agree with it. The art, of course, is always glorious as usual, but the story is a little hokey. I'm sure they could have changed up part of it or some of the dialogue, But of course, it's written back in the day too. So, but the bones of the story were a decent story. They could have made, if they at least used part of that as a story, but turning them into gods, and the Earth was a birthing unit for the next Celestial, and then they don't do anything when Thanos is wiping out half the galaxy. Yeah, so we did get started. We get rolling on it, but it's it's just really, really, really a shame when you really mess
It
up.
seems like there's a lot of passion on that subject. So
yeah, like we always joke. Jeff knows that joke, but Highlander 2 does not exist, so we didn't mention the name, so because we all gone to see Highlander 2, so that's like an inside joke. But yeah,
well, two things I've learned since hanging with you guys is one, that Highlander 2 does not exist, and Wesley still sucks. So there's some absolutes.
Yeah,
right.
No,
Right.
there are definitely are some absolutes, and that is one of quite a handful. The Eternals movie was only made to compete with the New Gods movie that never happened, obviously.
Yep.
Because obviously, if it happened, we maybe would be having slightly of a different conversation over which is less shittier. It's kind of like a lesser of two evils equivalent, but here we are stuck with the Eternals. That I didn't even know who the Eternals were until that movie got announced. I remember thinking in my head, who the fuck are the Eternals? And how I felt I kind of felt like dumb. Like I'm like I at least knew who the Guardians were, but the Eternals? Who? And then the robots thing happened in the movie, which they took from the Game and Run. Oh,
yeah. I never read the Game and Run.
Oh,
I have them. I bought them, but I got to read. They're bad.
No, you don't got to read.
All right.
Nope.
Yeah, I read the originals, but
If you value your life, I'll just say please don't. But that's just me, though. Of course, dude. I remember once again. I said this story to people many times. I've been around somewhere between 10 15 movies with my girlfriend since we started dating. This is the only movie her and I have seen where she asked me if I wanted to refill something. She doesn't ask that question for a reason.
Mhm.
When she's asking that, she is clearly bored of what she is watching.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Hey, do you want anything?" I'm like, yeah, I'll take more popcorn, with extra butter and a large slushy." She never walks out of the theater ever.
Then you know, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Eternals, she did, and I at times, if I could go back in time, I would change me going and doing that myself. That's
So you
it.
could miss more. And this is for I don't share my data. So I don't think you saw this clip before, but the next Star Trek show, the wacky adventures of our favorite Wesley Crusher. I just added that, but this is for you, Jeff. I don't know. I don't think Wesley's been in our Wesley. I don't share my data has been our Saturday Night Star Trek stream, but
Is he a big Wesley fan?
no, he's not a. He's a no. What? He's a really cool guy. He's not a big Wesley fan.
Are there any Wesley fans? No.
There was one, yeah,
Nick's not one, and he doesn't ever even watch it, right?
yeah.
But I don't think if Nick did watch it, he would be one. I know my Nick, and I don't think he'd be he'd be a Wesley guy.
Yeah.
No, I don't know of this Wesley. I don't know of this. I'm actually gonna if I get lucky, I'm hoping finally after I do Arcane that I finally check out the Orville Nation, because if I check it out and if I like it, I'll get on the hype train with you guys and we'll start talking about, because I know there's that season 3 coming out of it. Of the Orville Nation, or is
Oh
it
yeah,
season
no.
4?
Season is it 4 or 3?
Okay,
Well, whatever
3 or
season
4.
is, I'm looking.
Regardless,
Yeah,
if
it's gonna be on
I
Hulu,
like
yeah.
it, I will. I'm gonna start it. I'm actually gonna do it. It's gonna be a real thing. Hopefully, I enjoy it.
That'd
If
be
I
awesome,
do, well, the rest will be history.
And hail to Cavatino, Calvin Ranche.
Hey,
Thank you for stopping by. We're actually going to
Hey,
wrap up
hey.
in a couple minutes here, but you can always rewind. Be kind and rewind. Yep.
Please rewind.
Appreciate you stopping by. I know of one Wesley fan, Kalabby.
No.
Eric K is joking. Yeah. Where I
But
said
that-
we don't know. Do you know any Wesley fans? He's saying I know of one. Kalabby.
Well, I
Yeah,
can
besides
I can
me.
get behind that show though. That the wacky adventures. I mean, you make it cartoonish and silly.
Yeah.
That could work.
I have not seen the Batman McFarlane figures yet. I guess I'm assuming that's the new movie figures for Sparkly Batman. One thing I did see that was really cool was the RC
oh god,
Batmobile. Even though I don't think the doesn't look like a Batmobile to me, but they did a really nice reproduction in an RC limited edition RC vehicle. It was like $500, of course, but it did look cool. But yeah. Let's see, what does he say here? Remember, the society reduced Wesley into a little styrofoam dodecahedron. I can't say the word.
Dodecahedron.
Dodecahedron. Thank you, Dadman. Yep, that's from the original series, TOS. What was that episode where they? I hated that when they shrank. That gave me nightmares as a kid when they reduced the 2 crew members to those cubes, and then got to pick which one. The guy crumbled the crew member, and then it was turned out to be that cute lieutenant. Oh, that was tough. What was that episode, Club? I know I can always go to you for
Wait, which episode are we
but
talking about again?
the one where they took over the Enterprise and they had the people from the creatures, the aliens of the galaxy, inhabited human bodies for the first time, and then they had the belts and they pushed the button and they would.
With Roe in that one? Instant Roe?
No, TOS. When
Original series, like you talking about? Yeah. By
was
any
that?
other name? Yeah. Love that.
yeah. And they had and they were crushing everyone, and they turned everyone. We no longer need you. Yeah. So, yep.
Well, at least it wasn't Tiki Dolls. So at least I
Yeah.
mean, you had tribbles, not
Yeah.
Tiki Dolls. So
Yeah. So, well, why don't we? This has been an awesome stream. I really appreciate everyone being here, and had a great crew. But why don't we go around the horn, and we'll just say, give a plug what's coming up, and we'll call it an evening and wrap this one up. But God, it's been great hanging out with you guys. So why don't we start? We'll go counterclockwise. We'll start with Cloudburn Times. Yep.
Who?
We'll start with we'll start with you.
Screw
Yep.
him.
Yeah.
What's up? Well, no, look, I got nothing. Nothing's going on. I don't even have a channel anymore, do I? Oh, I do. I do. Tomorrow night. Well, I guess it's tonight. Monday night. Monday night March 3 Comics Talk. We did my top 100 favorite characters, superhero comics characters last week. So this week it's greatest superhero teams, or my favorite superhero teams. What we're talking about. So
nice. Yep. Looking forward to that. So everyone, of course, I'm sure everyone here is sub to Cloudburn Times, but
Wednesday night. I forgot Wednesday night also got MVP coming on. We're reviewing that Alan Moore story. Whatever happened to the Man of Tomorrow? The end of Superman.
So that'll be a great show, and you can find that on Comicology too. That's only 2 issues of the comic. How many issues was that? 2 issues of Superman?
Yeah, you can get if you get the trade on there, it has all 4 of Alan Moore stories on there. One's a 2-part starter.
Okay,
it's cheap. Yeah, he did really 3 stories overall. One was a 2-part, the one we're reviewing, and so they're great.
Nice. Yep. So definitely sub to Cloudburn Times, and GF, make sure you do that. So Dadman, you don't have a channel, but you do have a Twitter, so I'll put your Twitter up. I want you promote Ang's channel. I get that link too. Yeah,
and by the way, in Cloudburn, I'll toot his horn a little bit with that. The spin racks, those spin rack videos that you do are really neat too.
Thank you.
Short videos and very, very interesting. So, I absolutely love your stuff. And Nick Weiser, love your stuff too, as always.
Thank you.
I'm on Twitter mostly. I usually appear randomly. Generally on Tuesday night, Wednesday night, Thursday, and Friday. I'm on with Amanda Gillen Presents on Twitch. We do things from Fortnite to Dead by Daylight, where they kill me on Friday nights, and I supposedly scream, according to Mark. But different things like that, and they vary at the times. Usually, I tweet out when we go live, and it looks like we're going to be doing more games together on Friday nights, and then our podcast that. We had a recent episode today to get posted, but we do those every few weeks. So I think, and then I show up here with Mark, and then you never know. I refer to Mark D with a C as my third shift Fortnite supervisor, because you never know. One night at 2:00 in the morning, we'll be streaming Fortnite together. So, but thank you for
doing as much.
Thank you for opening.
We'll get back on track.
We'll have to. Well, I tell you that my work hours have been interesting lately. So when I can stay up, it'll be better.
Who cares about work, right?
I know exactly. So
put on your reason for unemployment. Oh, late night Fortnite streams. Yeah.
I know. That's more important. It is. We ought to get Nick Weiser into and with Clobby hanging out in the background, just chatting. It's always fun. So, but Mark, as always, thank you for opening your door. To me and to us, and for all that you're doing, with Ang's channel and you too, Clobby. Appreciate it.
Well, thank you, buddy.
Love hanging out. Yep.
Yep.
So, and then the great Nick Weiser, what you got coming up, buddy?
All right. Well, obviously, Mad Max Road Warriors, the Toxic Tuesday flick this week. That's gonna be great. The Comic Shop Talk later this Friday as well. I get Yelling at Park Cars with Comics Division tomorrow night. Also, your very own Mark D with a C will be on Toxic Tuesday and hopefully the Comic Shop Talk as well. And I've got a few Mickey Mouse parody flicks videos coming this week as well. That is, Mickey Mouse is not happy with how much money Spider-Man's making that he's not making. So Mickey Mouse is going to vent about it. So he will vent about it this week, and you'll hear what the mouse has to say about it, because at the end of the day, the mouse rules the house, and he doesn't like it when he's not ruling the house, especially if it's Sony ruling the house. So that's what's coming out this week on my channel. And to the chat, thank you for listening, watching, and I hope to see you on my page soon. Thank you, and thank you, Mark.
Thank you, Nick. Yep. So, I don't have, I'm going to try to do some more videos this week. I've been lax over the Christmas holiday, even though I thought I'd have more time. But, you always get busy, and these videos do take a lot of time to make, but they're fun. They're awesome. But I know Cloudburn Times, you put a lot of effort into those spinner rack videos, and they're really fun to watch. And getting into a time machine, they're fun. They're fun. So, everyone make sure you sub to all my good buddies here. I don't share my data. I'm expecting you to sub to everyone. I'll see you in person soon, hopefully. Yeah, we've got a camp out usually we traditionally did on Martin Luther King weekend, but I've got some real world scouting events that weekend, but we'll figure it out. But the wives didn't mind when we went camping. It was like 4 degrees out there. Like, you crazy guys.
Wow.
Yeah, you can go camping this weekend. So,
well, see, I have the opposite. I have the opposite situation down here in Florida. It's like I look at my wife like she's crazy when she wants to go camping in Florida, and it's in the summer. It's like, who wants to camp here in Florida?
Yeah, not a good plan. Not a good plan.
Unless you can get me a yurt. We stayed in one of those back in May last year. You know what a yurt is?
Is that one of those cabins or?
It's like a glorified tent. It's like they can break it down and pick it up. Like almost like a tent, but it's glorified. Absolutely, air conditioning and power. You got to have that in Florida.
Yep. Well, that's what my joke with my buddies up here call me maximum comfort. So with all the gadgets and gizmos that I have, so I did make a swamp cooler that ran on battery powered with ice and a fan and everything. I don't know how much it would do in the Florida heat, but around here it did work pretty well. So
well, I know we're trying to close, but allow me one last thing, because you said that about comfort. The reenactors, many years ago, we had a local battle that we went to the reenactors when the kids were smaller, and you got your infantry, you got your medical, you got your artillery, because it's American Civil War time, and we went around and they were trying to recruit us, and the artillery guys were hilarious because they're standing around. They said, all we have to do is pay for our uniforms. Somebody's got a cannon, and their motto was death before discomfort.
Yeah.
So,
right, that's a good one. I can see that. Yeah, Jeff was saying, yeah, Mark camping. Where do I plug in the RV? Well, the first I'd been camping in a bunch of years, and my buddy Harold, we call him Hardcore Harold, because he sleeps in a bivy bag in the snow, no tent, and I just wanted to piss him off, so I bought battery. This is way back in the day, but I brought batteries and my power converter, not from Tashi Station, and I had electric lights on. He was going crazy. I was getting so mad. It was hysterical. But you can't have lights at a camp out. You got to rough it. But no, I appreciate everyone being here. This has been an awesome time, lots of fun, and I hope to see everyone on Sunday night and then during the week, obviously. But really appreciate all you guys being here and everyone in the chat. So we had, of course, the great RK. Thanks for wrenching. As I joke, Geoff, Jeff, I don't share my data. Hungry for Bantha barbecue burger, so I need that recipe for my camp out. Darius Munchausen. We had Philbo Baggins here, Joseph, Calvin Renche, Courtney was here.
Sherry,
thank you. And lovely Sherry was here.
Was Janet here too? Did Janet pop in?
Janet was here for a little bit in the beginning. Yep, Janet was here. I don't write these names down like you do on Sunday night, which I should. But Punk Wall, of course, was here, and let's see, Phantom Outsider, of course, yep.
Yeah, that's right.
Yep. Of course, it's easy
Punk Waddle.
Punk Waddle, yep. But yeah, if I missed everyone, that's just because I got a crappy memory. I got too many comic books stored in the head, and hopefully I didn't miss anyone. But just to really appreciate everyone being here and watching and hanging out with us, and just having a good time and relaxing on Sunday night before you start the week. So everyone have a great week coming up. Have a lot of fun. Be safe, and watch Cobra Kai if you haven't. Go see Spider-Man: No Way Home. Lots of fun, and I'm going to play us out with the outro. And of course, I always play this classic clip that is perfect for late night. If I can find it, even though I don't have my glasses on, right? Or is come on, you're looking for that clip. Here we go. This is what we need to go out with. Take care, everyone, and good night,
everybody.
Good night.
Bye.
It's 106 miles to Chicago. We got a full tank of gas, half a pack of cigarettes. It's dark, and we're wearing sunglasses. Hit it.